What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Why is the Music So Goddamn Loud? Real Estate Podcast episode 145, the last episode of the year. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
Corey's here too.
We got a special guest.
Hey.
This week we watched, we were supposed to watch The Lighthouse.
Which I'm still excited about.
Yeah, but
But
we all watched Star Wars instead.
yeah, the universe aligned.
So we're going to close the year out with it.
I mean, what better way to close the year out than with Star Wars?
We're going
And
out with a big planet destroyer sized cannon bang.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but we've got the last episode of The Mandalorian to talk about. And the movie. So
Where do we start?
I mean, do y'all want to start with the show or with the movie? I mean, I'm fine with either.
Just whatever.
Well, all right. Well, let's go with the show first. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's talk about Mando, the adventures of Mando.
Still a Fandalorian.
I mean, first of all, how badass was this robot?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
the nanny droid.
Yeah.
I mean, what an ending to a great season.
Yeah. I mean, how are they gonna top it?
I don't know. What if the show just goes off now?
That's the end of it.
Yeah. I know it's been picked up for another season, but
I was thinking about this at work. It would be great if, since we got such a rapid fire first season to like really grab our attention,
Mm-hmm.
if they peeled it down and they kind of made a slow burn on the confrontation between the Mandalorian and Moff Gideon, Gus from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that should be the end of the show once he deals with him. Clearly,
Well, I think that they've got to at this point because, like, we know he's still alive, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that he didn't know that. Did he know he was still alive?
No.
Because his ship crashed, right?
Well, if I'm recalling the episode correctly, Carl, guild leader, and the ex stormtrooper, they're still on the planet where Moff is at, and whereas Mando took off.
Yeah, he didn't see him climb out at the end. Those little dudes were there. They were taking everything. What are those little things called?
That was the Jawas. It was a classic. This ain't over scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he cuts out with his fucking ninja saber.
I'd have to say that the shot of him standing above the wrecked TIE fighter with that saber was like, that's painting worthy.
One of the most dick hard moments of the
I had
series.
to change my underwear, dude.
I know. There wasn't any pre-cum. It was all cum.
I threw them at the wall and they stuck.
Yeah, right? I mean, I wasn't expecting that shit to happen. And what a better villain. Like, who could do it better than him?
He was like, look at me, Mando.
Great casting from top to bottom.
Yeah, I agree. I saw this thing on Twitter earlier where they were doing something with Jon Favreau and then Pablo
Escobar?
Pedro. No, Pedro. And one of the writers and all that stuff. They were doing like a panel. And they brought the dude from Game of Thrones in, and they had all these storyboards hanging all over the wall and everything. And he's like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! Like, you want me to be involved in a Star Wars series? Like, who am I going to be able to play? Like?" And he's pointing all these people out. Am I playing the robot? Am I playing, the Nick Nolte part? Am I playing this part? And they're like, "Nah, we want you for the Mandalorian." And then he was just like,
I saw this interview.
Yeah, he was like simulating crying.
Yeah.
Because I mean, dude, if anything's cry worthy, when Jon Favreau calls you to his house or office or whatever, and it's like, "Hey, guy, we want you to be a part of this." And not only do we want you to be a part of it, we want you to be
play
the lead
part.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, dude.
Oh yeah.
We felt
like,
sorry for what happened on Game of Thrones to you, so
Yeah. So didn't they pop his eyes?
yeah, dude.
I mean,
He
that's
squeezed
fucked
his
up.
head so hard his eyes
Yeah.
popped out.
Probably
I mean,
one of the most brutal deaths in that whole
Brutal.
series.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
the dude's
agree.
got chops, man. Like he
Oh
did a
yeah,
really great job in Narcos as well.
yeah. And then we finally see the Mandalorian's face.
I'm so glad they did it that
The
way.
way they did it.
It was very
Yeah.
clever.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Was.
they stuck to the nobody can see my face, just let me die. Like it was
I'm
perfect.
not living.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that robot, dude.
IG-11.
Yeah. And I'm glad that he finally has a soft spot now in his heart for some droid action.
Yeah,
I
right.
think he's going to get his own nanobot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then the
that thing.
robot was like, "I'll do this one.
How sad
My
were
my
you?
mission is to protect the baby, and this is the only way to protect him." So,
Yeah.
and then now no one's seen his face. Like
Yeah.
the only thing that's seen his face is dead.
Did you shed a tear?
When the robot walked out there,
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, this motherfucker's badass."
I was sad, dude. Because
I
I mean,
cried everything, so I
The
cried at it.
long trot through the lava was very
Yeah,
sadness inducing.
well, him and breaking down. Like
yeah,
him breaking down by the time he got there, he was so broken down already. It's like even if he doesn't do this, him getting in that lava
he's
anyway.
fucked.
Went
Yeah,
out straight 100.
He said,
it was.
"I'll do it," and he stepped out. And once his
Yeah,
foot touched the lava, I was like, "Oh, there's point of no return right there."
yeah, for real. He ain't playing no games.
Great ending to the
Yeah, and then all right,
series, man.
rescuing the baby, and then like whipping shitties in this town.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude, he was killing it, man.
I talked to Travis about this the other night, but I like the little reference they put in there. You remember when the two stormtroopers were trying to shoot that little can?
Yeah,
You remember in the movies, like, where there'd be a huge battle scene, and you're like, how are they not shooting anyone?
yeah,
They're all a terrible shot, dude.
they are.
They kind of made fun of that.
Yeah,
That's what
which
that
is
was.
great.
Like, I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I see what they did there.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Like, if you want a good stormtrooper, you got to bring out the ones in the black stormtrooper. What do they call those guys?
The Death Troopers.
They're fucking
Well,
badass.
Yeah, that's not what I call them, but yeah, the Death Troopers. Well,
Yeah.
you know. But I loved everything about the series, and we all know, that I had my um apprehension. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was I guess the main one that was like, I don't know, guys, we're just gonna have to see how it pans out, and
Yeah,
I'm
because
glad
every
this.
week me and Travis were like, just
Yeah, and I was
sucking this
like,
TV show off, and you were like, we'll have to see how it plays out. They could still
yeah,
fuck it up.
yeah, but I mean, I'm glad that I was wrong. Like on so many levels, I was so glad that they didn't just cheese out on us
They
at the
pulled it
last
off.
minute. Yeah,
I thought they were going to play it real safe.
yeah, I thought they were too.
Oh, we're gonna get to safe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But, yeah, I can't wait for the next season.
I know. I mean, and it's set up perfectly. The chick's like, this is your
Mm-hmm.
mission now. You got to find out like where his people's at. So like now we're getting what we want. We just didn't get it this season. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
like, where's he from? Who's he? Who's his parents? Who's this? Who's that? Like we didn't get that now, but we're gonna get that in the next season, which is a great way to like build anticipation for the next season and keep people interested because I mean we all knew that they were going to get another season, but them throwing that last little tidbit like this is your mission, go do it, and now we're going to be able to see that.
Given the whole reuniting the child with his race and stuff. I wasn't expecting them to go that heavy.
No,
Well,
but they
now
went
he's going to
there.
find the planet,
Yeah,
take the boy home. The
Well,
boy's got to learn. Somebody's got to teach him.
but you know, I'm glad they went that route, and I know it wasn't really necessary, but I'm glad that we got that scene where the woman, instead of the Mandalorian, the one Mandalorian
Yeah.
whipping up on those
He
fools.
fucked him up, dude.
Oh, dude.
She was knocking
She-
them in that fucking
Like
that
furnace
vat.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, she ain't fucking around, dude.
I
Smacked
remember
that
telling,
one in the face and it cracked.
I
She
remember
was
telling,
yeah.
I remember telling Deidre, I was like, she's about to beat their asses and get back to work, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what the fuck she did.
How crazy was it? He whips around that corner and there's just it's not even a pile of bones, which made it that
Oh.
much more eerie.
Just
It
the
was just
suits.
a pile of the suits. Yeah.
So from what she said, all of them were like, "Fuck this. This ain't the way," and they just threw their shit down. Right? They took the helmet off. Right? I don't think they were all killed. Like she said, some of them just bailed on it. Right?
Right. Yeah. But I was thinking the majority of them were
Probably.
whipped out, you know.
Oh, hey, we can't forget this. He got his jetpack.
Oh, that was so cool.
Oh, only the biggest action piece in the show.
Yeah.
We watched him
The-
level up.
Yeah.
I mean,
over
we
the
watched him
series, they, like-
single-handedly take out a fucking TIE fighter, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
And that was so cool. I love how they did that. Like everything about it was great, man. Like they went the extra mile with it. They're like, if we're gonna do a Star Wars series, we're gonna do a Star Wars series like you've never seen before. And by God, they did it.
Well, I'm excited to see other shows now.
Yeah, I mean, like we said before, it just goes to show you that there are other stories to tell, and that this universe is so big and so broad. We could do and go anywhere. I'd
I like-
watch
Sorry, go ahead.
if there was somebody that wrote a series about the Jawas and they didn't speak nothing but their language and we didn't know what the fuck they were saying. If it was written this well, I'd watch it.
Yeah, dude's like, they have spoken.
imagine Breaking Bad, but with Jawas.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was
I
like,
would
program the droid.
Like the
Rope
say my
blood.
the say my name sequence, but with Jawas, it's like and it's
I
like
li-
subtitled "You goddamn right."
I liked how they mentioned Jedi's and the Force without
yeah.
say it like she's like, I've heard about this. Like,
Dropping like
Far
fantasy
away.
names on them, like
Yeah.
sorcerers, wizards, shit like that. Yeah,
that
that
was cool how they did that. They just didn't make it all about, oh, he's a Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh, we just had the last one.
I don't know if we were. I don't know if it was last episode or if it was just when we were hanging out. But I remember me and Griffin talking about it, and like I hope moving forward they keep the Jedi Sith thing in the background.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. Like, let it, you know,
Like
let that
it- I mean,
simmer for a
it's
while.
It's a galaxy inhabited by Force sensitive, so clearly we're gonna have those people show up, but don't make it about them.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but it is to everybody else in the galaxy, not us as the viewers, but to everybody else in the galaxy that hasn't encountered these things, it is mysterious. It is easy to dismiss because if you don't see it for yourself,
Yeah.
but see, it's been crammed down our throat for how many years now?
Since 77.
Yes, you see what I mean?
My
So
whole
we're
life. I mean,
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, of course, Force and lightsabers and Jedi and Sith and good guy and bad guy
Yeah.
and black
started
cloaks and
fucking
white.
around with Death Stars.
Yeah, like of course all this stuff. But we gotta dumb ourselves down a little bit to the point where it's like, yeah, most people don't know about these things. I mean, look at the Force Awakens. You know, Han Solo had to explain to them it's all true, every bit of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're like, so I like that. I like that it has this mystique around it, even though we've got 9 films, and all
Mhm.
kinds of countless other media that,
Spin-offs and
yeah,
cartoons.
yeah. So,
Cartoons are really good, by the way.
Yeah, they have like 2 or 3 of them, right?
Well,
They got Clone Wars and Rebels. And see, if you watch Clone Wars and Rebels, you'll learn more about the Darksaber too.
Here recently, I was watching a clip, and I think this is a different one. The animation looked really weird. Like, really weird.
Was it CGI or hand drawn?
CGI.
Oh,
I
I don't know, because I haven't watched any of them. But I'm interested to watch them, of course.
This is the Star Wars Resistance. That's what it's called. So there's another one.
Yeah,
I saw a clip on
it's-
YouTube, and I was like, oh, but the animation is like really weird. Like it looks
Yeah,
compared to the
release-
others.
release wise, I believe it's the most current show.
Yeah, I think it's still running. But yeah, I can't wait to see what they do next
Yeah,
with this show and other shows. I
Yeah.
mean, I think it was Corey that confirmed they were thinking about doing what is it, old?
The Old Republic.
Yeah, they're thinking about doing a show like that.
Well, they're actually rumors is that the Old Republic films are still greenlit. They're just having to find new directors since Game of Thrones guys dipped out.
Oh, that's right. They were the ones that were supposed to do it. I don't think
Yeah.
they dipped out, man. I think that
No,
they caught
were
so
let
much
go.
shit. Yeah,
they were let go.
they caught so much shit for what they did to Game of Thrones. They were like, we can't have your names tied to this because
And apparently, Ryan Johnson's Star Wars trilogy was dependent on whether this was from like a big leak thing that dropped a while back. Apparently, disgruntled employee of Lucasfilm dropped a bunch of stuff online, and amongst, I mean, it's a lot of stuff, but amongst one of it was Rian Johnson's trilogy is was going to be dependent on the success or failure of Rise of Skywalker, because the studio needed to see whether or not it was Rian Johnson's fault that Last Jedi received what it got, or if it's the characters. So it's like they were trying to do a test audience before releasing it to the public.
right. Well, and speaking of that, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but like, fuck all the haters.
yeah, dude.
Like, for real.
That's why we don't get another Solo movie.
Fuck all the
Fuckers.
haters.
Be rude. You need to be rude to those assholes.
I mean, because all right, Corey, Last Jedi. What'd you think? Because you watched it recently, right?
Yeah, I saw it Sunday night. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I as a fan, I'm just happy to see more.
I think I even remember hearing you say you watched it again. You
I
watched
would
it more
watch
than one
it.
time? Oh, okay.
No, I would happily go and pay for another ticket and watch it again. Though I enjoyed it that much. I teared up a few times during the movie, like
Well,
seeing it kind of come to a head.
Griffin was talking about The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I watched it. What fuck?
Maybe a week or so ago, 2 weeks, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and then you
watched
said you watched it again.
3 times. I
Yeah,
watched it 3
see?
times. And the only problem I have with that movie is that there's a few things during that final fight sequence that just didn't make sense. But aside from that, it was really good.
Yeah.
But that Last Jedi was so fucking gorgeous. God damn, that movie looked good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was, dude.
Like,
I
like it, like love it or hate it. Like it visually, it's probably my favorite of the newer movies.
Yeah, I agree. And this is the thing though. I honestly feel that The Last Jedi is going to be in 10 years the unsung hero of this new franchise. Because like of course it got all the hate when it came out.
All
when
the hate, dude.
Yeah. And when people get to sit down and they distance themselves, the same thing that happened with episode 1, 2, and 3.
The same thing happened, dude.
Yeah,
Now
once
when
they
people go
got
back and watch it, they're like, it ain't that bad. I mean,
yeah,
Why'd we hate
So,
it?
so I think that the same thing's going to happen with the Last Jedi, especially after you see how the story was tied up. Um, and I think that it's going to be one of those things in 10 years where it's not even going to be a point of discussion because it's like, yeah, this was Star Wars. This is what it is. Take it for what it was. Because at the end of the day, after watching um, Rise of Skywalker, like whenever you watch Star Wars, as long as it hits these key features action, adventure, sci fi, characters that you know and love. If it hits all of those marks, then guess what? It's a successful fucking
Yeah.
Star Wars movie. Get over yourselves.
The problem is we're always going to have those purists that think that they're somehow better than everybody else because they feel a certain way or another about them.
Yeah.
There's still people that complain about the prequels all the time, and I mean, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, they all had their problems, and I'm still not a huge fan of the first one.
Mm-mm.
But damn it, dude! Like, when someone tells me Revenge of the Sith isn't a good movie, I'm like, what are you talking about? That
Yeah.
was, I mean, that was so nice the way that it showed the breakdown between him and Obi-Wan, the atrocities he committed to become Vader, all that stuff.
Yeah. I agree 110%. And after watching Rise of Skywalker, I want to go back and rewatch everything, especially when it comes out. Watch it from episode 1 all the way up to episode 9 with more emphasis and focus on Palpatine.
Yeah,
Because like
for sure.
It's really more his story than anybody else's.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I'm fine with them taking it in that direction because I mean
Oh,
he
But
was a
it
bad
really-
motherfucker.
He
But
was
it
a
tell
bad
really-
one.
me,
It true, but in a way though, it kind of shoots down the long standing idea that the Star Wars saga was about the rise and fall of Vader.
yeah.
That's true. But at the same time, like, I mean, we wouldn't have any Vader without him. We wouldn't,
mean,
you
true.
know, we wouldn't have anything without, like, he is like, you know, the be all end all bad motherfucker because, like, they didn't bring Vader back. You know, you've got Kylo who's trying to, like, mimic to
Yeah.
a degree, mimic what Vader was trying to do and everything.
He just wants to be Vader 2.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wanted to finish what his grandfather started, but like guess who's behind the scenes pulling all the strings? Got his own goals in mind, his own, you know, everything
He does
going
not give
on.
a fuck about anyone but himself.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they let that be known pretty quickly because he kills his own kid.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that also you think about the idea that Vader's ultimate goal ever since he was seduced by the dark side was fuck Palpatine.
Yeah.
He's like he was fuck him from the get go
Yeah, man.
because he was even trying to he was trying to convince he was trying to get people to win over to him and then overthrow his ass like he did it in Revenge of the Sith and
Yeah.
then, you know, came back again for Empire and became a plot point of Return of the Jedi, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how it works with the Sith. Whenever you bring someone on, like if Vader could have talked Luke into like teaming up with him, they would have gone after Palpatine. Like, you know what I mean? Like they would have tried to take him out. Yeah, that's how it works. And like, that's just classic Star Wars there. Like,
Yeah.
Sith. Isn't that the movie where you see where fucking why Palpatine looks like a ball sack?
Revenge of
Is
the
that the
Sith.
one where he gets his scars? Yeah.
Yeah, it's when Mace Windu fucks him up.
Yeah, he reflects the lightning back at him and it fucking scars him up real bad.
No.
That whole movie, dude, fucking Palpatine's just pulling strings, dude.
I know one thing. You don't fuck with that Force lightning, dude.
Dude,
Hell no.
how fucking badass was that scene when he was taking down the fleet, dude?
It was
That was fucking cool as shit.
really cool.
It really shows the range of his power, like how powerful he's become.
Yeah.
Or that fucking look on his face when he starts to like soul suck on both of them, and he's like, "Wait, this
Yeah.
is healing my ass.
Mhm.
Fuck my original plan."
His eye started
Like,
glowing again. He got that yellow
Yeah,
glow in his
dude.
eye.
Well, and one thing that I really like, and we saw this in Mandalorian, but they really highlighted it here, is like, the whole time Palpatine's way to bring Anakin to the dark side was the ability to keep someone alive, right? Like that was one of the biggest lures, is to like keep somebody close to you alive and all this stuff. But through all this media and everything, the Sith it's that classic good versus evil. The Sith can use the Force to their advantage by keeping themselves alive. Like we've seen it with Vader, we've seen it with Palpatine, we've seen it
Mhm.
with a countless number of
You
Sith now.
whereas
you
with
see
like,
with Darth
yeah,
Maul and the Clone Wars series.
Yeah, but then you see the Jedi side of it where it's selfless acts of keeping other
well,
people
they're
healed and alive.
they're like the body's got to go. Like fucking, you gotta get one with the Force. Like you can't keep
Yeah,
like the unnatural ways of the Force are not like you don't fuck with that. Like,
yeah. I really like that they finally showed you that dynamic. Like, and like I said, we saw it in The Mandalorian, and I think that that's why they released The Mandalorian early, is because you see Yoda, and I think that the
Mhm.
main reason that they did that on a real level is because, oh well, they
Yeah.
did it in Mandalorian,
She
it's
heals
okay.
that thing.
Yeah,
The
if they would have
snake.
just, yeah, if they would have done that without releasing the Mandalorian earlier, then people would have been in the theater like, bullshit. They can fucking suck my dick. This is a crock of shit. Fucking Jedi,
Like,
fucking
nope.
healing
Saw
snakes
Baby
and
Yoda do
shit.
it.
Yeah, and it gave it a
And
little bit more
well, Baby
validity.
Yoda can do no wrong. So
Well, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Exactly. So like the idea of them doing that was the main takeaway that I got from them releasing it early. It's like, okay, like if I would have went in and watched it and I would have saw that, okay, Jedi can do that now. That's great to know. But everybody else watching the movie that likes to fucking shit on everything that we love would have been like, this is horse shit. This don't make any fucking sense. How the fuck does the Jedi gonna fucking heal people and they ain't never fucking healed a motherfucker
well, I
before?
mean, every episode that we get, they show something unique. Like they kind of up the ante on what people do with the Force a little bit.
Right. Yeah. Which is what you want. I mean, because, and this was a conversation that I was having with one of my dad's friends over during Christmas and stuff. It's like, you know, Vader was supposed to be the baddest Force user in the galaxy, and then Luke was supposed to be the baddest Force user in the galaxy, and then now we've got Rey. And come to find out, it wasn't even about them. It was like Palpatine was the greatest Force user in the
Yes.
galaxy. And of course, Palpatine's granddaughter is going to be the greater of the greatest
Of course.
because it's,
Well,
that's the,
the only thing that was really clunky, or one of just a few things. One of the clunkiest things to me though was like it was hard for me to stomach that. Okay, open and crawl, Palpatine's back, guys.
right.
That I mean, I wish they would have made. I wish they would have really just kept Palpatine out of it, like out of the marketing,
Yeah.
like
Well,
all
and
together. Just had it be like, oh,
Just
it's
he
the
shows up at the
conclusion.
end.
What's Ray gonna do? It's gonna be Ray and Kylo. Ray and Kylo. What the fuck? And then like when the movie starts, and the opening crawl would have been more effective to me if it's like, oh fuck, okay, we're
well,
it's like
or going a completely different route where instead of having him in the opening crawl and having him in the marketing and everything, if they would have written it to where Ray and Kylo were both looking for these things, Kylo finds one. They stretched that part of the movie out a little bit longer where he shows up there, and guess who he sees? He sees Palpatine. Nobody has a fucking clue that he's going to be in the movie, that he's
Mhm.
even there. Like, how mind fucked would you have been if you would have went to the movie without any references? Or because like if they would have taken that out of the trailer, they didn't put it in the crawl, they didn't do anything with it, and Kylo shows up, and you hear that fucking voice, and you see that fucking the hood and
You
the
mean
fucking eyes
when
and
he's standing
everything,
on that on the
you
thing during the
probably
ocean? What you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it
I
would
mean,
have been
could you
great him
imagine?
standing there looking out, like, because he was thinking real hard. And then you just hear that fucking voice come in. You know, like, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, what's happening?
Yeah.
I know they had him, like, they
But
talked
I
about
agree
him in
with
the
Trevor.
trailers, but I still wasn't 100% sure he was going to be in the movie. I was like, that could have been some old clips, like,
Yeah.
flashback shit, like him talking to somebody. Like, I didn't expect him to be the final
But
boss.
man, boy, do we get some fucking screen time though, man. Like we
Yeah.
get so much, we get
Oh,
more
yeah.
Emperor in this fucking movie than we have the entire goddamn saga.
Yeah. And he let me ask y'all this. All right, because this is just something that I'm not sure if I picked it up correctly or not. So Snoke's was like a creation of his, right?
Seemed like a clone.
I'm
or
glad
something.
I'm glad you're bringing this up, Griffin, because that's probably that's something that confused me too.
Well, you
Yeah.
see him floating around in those
Yeah,
little
there was a
bags.
bunch of clones.
There was multiple.
Yeah,
Well,
he'd
here's
been
my
cloning
thing.
3 or
them.
4 of them. Yeah.
So he was so Palpatine made him, right? But
Yeah.
my question is, was he sentient or was Palpatine like using him as a vessel?
I think he was using him as a vessel. That's what I think. And also, who are all these other hooded people? I'm assuming that all these other hooded people that are here are creations of his as well, right? That's what I was assuming.
He was talking to them like they were like a Sith Legion, man, which
Well,
is weird.
they said it was a Sith homeworld. Maybe it was
Mhm.
like a race of Sith. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Because
That was
they were originally like a species before they were an ideology.
right.
But they were based. Well, it's not canon anymore, so Exegol is
Oh,
clearly the Sith homeworld now. But like,
Korban.
yeah,
Hold on one second, guys. Let me do this. It's going to disconnect us for 1 second.
All right.
yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah, I got down in the red there, and I couldn't.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
could hear
fine.
y'all, but I was like, I don't know if they can hear me. All right.
Yeah. Well, it
You're
was a little
robot
robot-y. Yeah. But that was the thing that I was wondering the most because you see some of these people kind of lurching about, whenever Kylo goes there the first time, and then after that happens, you don't really see any more of these hooded people until the end when he's in like that cathedral thing.
There's
Whenever
like a stadium full of them.
yeah, and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well if he's had the power or developed the power to like grow and like make these people, which he would have got the knowledge and the know-how from the Clone Wars stuff, then that's kind of a scary fucking thought. A lot of Palpatine fucking people running around.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it clearly showed you who was in all those fucking Star Destroyers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and he built all of those underground, right? Like he, because I'm assuming that whenever the Empire fell, that not he couldn't have got every single one of those and hauled them all the way back across the galaxy to here. Like he would have had to have created some, if not all of those there, which is a
Well,
crazy
even though
thought.
the Empire fell, though, there were always Empire loyalists.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's true.
considering uh considering the captain dude from Doctor Who that was suddenly a big deal in this movie.
Yeah,
'Cause I mean, I guess he was there to kind of validate that Palpatine had still had people helping him,
yeah, I see what you're saying because that
but
does make sense.
because he does the whole "I was there" and he gives him the whole "I was there during the old times" and shit. Like,
Yeah. What did y'all think of Hux being the plant, the mole, the snitch?
I didn't mind it, but I felt like it was we don't know what to do with Hux anymore.
Right. Well, but the whole time I'm okay with how they did it because during the rest of the movies, you could see his anger and frustration with Kylo's own self motivations because they're on two completely different wavelengths. You've got, Hux wanting to, the New Order and all this stuff, take over the galaxy. We're going to fucking bring it back to the old ways. Then you've got Kylo, who's just like basically a Star Wars Hitler, where he's
You know,
using
you're
all.
right, man, because I did notice that interaction with them, especially in the Last Jedi when he goes fucking ham on Luke's force projection.
Yeah, yeah,
War.
yeah. So and that's like he's frustrated with Kylo because he's using all these resources for his own personal gain, but like at the end of the day, like he's not doing what he set out to do with Hux, which is to like establish this new order and do all this stuff, right?
Well, to
Right.
go Empire 2.0, yeah.
Yeah. So I can understand his frustrations, and I was okay with it. And then that exchange that they had, it's like, are you one of us? He's like, I'm not on. Like, I'm out for myself. Fuck Kylo, kill that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I like that. I like that dynamic of his character there towards the end.
Well,
And it's
yeah. Well,
so
he didn't go full good guy. It wasn't a change of heart.
no,
He was like
It just kind of served his needs.
he went straight. Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
yeah, yeah.
But here's the
Which
thing,
I was,
y'all. Now he redeemed himself though for killing fucking Han Solo.
yeah,
That right there at the end, that was like whenever he did it, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna fucking save her life by fucking ending his.
Well, I
Like,
think that's what that symbolized when Homeboy just disappeared, like the rest of the Jedi do when they
mhm,
become one with the Force, is he died Ben as opposed to Kylo.
mhm,
yeah.
yeah.
And
What
that
do y'all think of that little kiss at the end?
I was wanting to yell at the screen, kiss him,
Dude, how
kiss.
sad was that shit?
And
It
then
was,
death.
yeah. Well, and the only
Well,
thing that I would have
but
changed, or one of the things I would have changed was whenever she was on Tatooine and she was hiding the lightsabers and all that, and then she looks up and she sees Luke and Leia's Force ghosts there.
Mhm.
mhm.
He should have been there
Yeah,
because,
like
like,
standing there with him.
yeah, because their connection, and it got more and more. That's what was so interesting too. Is like their connection got so strong that they were influencing the things around them to
Mhm.
make it appear in their own reality, and then they're sharing things between one another, like they were so in tune with one another force wise where they were able to do that. You would think that like she shows up, or yeah, she shows up there and everything, even though Kylo may have never even went there or anything like that, like it would have still been interesting to see him show up and just
Yeah,
give her the nod.
Well,
like they're all standing there with each other.
Yeah,
isn't it
Families back
crazy
together.
how becoming one with the Force really doesn't depend on how many people you kill?
yeah,
Like Anakin slaughtered, a bunch of children, became a Force ghost. Kylo Ren oversaw the destruction of an entire fucking star system. Nah, we'll let him be one too.
yeah. Well, and I think
Well,
it's the idea of like,
I get
yeah,
the redemption aspect.
well,
I really do.
it's the
well,
idea of Christianity though. Like, it doesn't matter how many bad deeds you did as long as you know,
Like
repent.
the fact that you become a force ghost, you really changed.
well,
Well,
it
it's like a spiritual accountability, I guess.
It's
it
Jedi
seems to
heaven.
me.
Sorry.
Oh, that's cool. I forgot what I was gonna say anyway, so keep going.
You said it seems to me.
Oh, it seems to me like everything happens, and it's as stupid as it sounds in this universe. Everything happens for a reason. Like the Force literally dictates everything that happens. It
Right.
doesn't. Nothing matters other than what the Force wants. So the idea is that no matter how many people they killed, it was because the Force, I guess, needed that to happen.
Right.
The same way that God works in mysterious ways. Yeah, kids get cancer, but He needs that to happen.
Everything happens for a
See what I'm
reason.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, and one of the kind of cheap out things in a way to me was Leia, and I understand why they did it the way they did it. I get that, but at
What
the
a
same,
weird, like, what was it? Like, did she just choose to die?
I think
She did
she
that
forced out.
reach.
Yeah,
You remember
Okay.
whenever what's his name did it? He reached
Was-
so far that it
yeah,
killed him, kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did the same thing
yeah,
to turn Ben, and when she did it, Ben saw Han Solo, not her,
yeah.
and he was like, "You didn't, kid." I bet y'all didn't expect to see his ass standing there, did
No,
you?
hell
Oh
no.
I
man,
did
when
not.
heard-
That did surprise. Richard teared up.
Yeah,
when
I was like, "Oh my god."
When you hear him talk, you're like, oh shit, we're getting it. We're getting a victory lap, Harrison.
That
Did I
that.
say?
Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead, man.
No, you.
Well, that part in that movie reminded me so much of that part in Man of Steel, where I think it was Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, where Superman goes up on that mountain and Kevin Costner's stacking them rocks up, and they have
Yeah.
that conversation. It
Yeah.
was that same feeling that I
Mhm.
got when I saw that, when I saw this, and like I just like fell apart in the theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
just did. I turned into the ooze,
yeah.
and I just fucking slid down the theater. Oh God, you know. But
I cried a few times in that movie, man. Like when I legitimately thought they had killed Chewie.
Oh my God.
I was like, dude, I got
Oh.
so fucking angry.
But the
I was like,
thing,
they can't kill Chewbacca.
it's great that you mentioned that because that's something I wanted to get into. An issue I kept noticing through the movie was that they played it safe. They would
they
take
did.
risks. They would take legitimate risks and then retcon it 10 minutes later.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like when you thought Chewie was dead, oh no, he made it. Or oh my God, they wiped C-3PO's mind. Oh, never mind, R2-D2 had a backup.
I knew he was going to get the backup. I was
Yeah,
like, well,
'cause
if
they
they can
said
ever
something
meet
about
back
it.
up, because they mentioned it, and he's like, oh, he's a terrible source of fucking.
I would have enjoyed the drama of, you know, having the weight of some of these legacy characters having died, you know, rather than it just being focusing specifically on Han, Luke, and Leia.
yeah.
Speaking of the backup, what did y'all think about that little thing? That little he kind of working on his head.
Oh my God.
I was like, who's this
Yeah.
little fucking pocket monster?
Yeah, for real. He was cool though.
There was a debate online where people were saying, like, is he as cute as Baby Yoda? And it's like, no,
Fuck no, but he's still cool though.
he's still pretty cool, dude. He's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
he's
So
cool. Because
fuck
he's an
the Vix
adult.
notice. Yeah,
Yeah, that's comparing apples to oranges, dude. You
Yeah.
can't do that. Come on now,
Well,
this ain't day one.
It's like comparing apples to candles because oranges and apples are both fruits.
Yeah, yeah, you're right
You
on
can
that.
compare them.
But I mean, like I said, is it a perfect movie? No, but what is?
No.
At the end of the day, we got exactly what we
Saving
wanted.
Private Ryan is.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though. Like, if you go back and if you watch Infinity War or Endgame or anything like
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
riddled with
Right.
mistakes, but they got a pass
absolutely,
on
yeah,
it. Yeah. So, and I think that Star Wars fan base as a whole needs to take a step back and enjoy what you get. It's okay to complain, but it's not okay to like
well,
what
just
they
because
what,
your fucking theory didn't pan out,
yeah.
you're gonna
Because
shit on the movie.
what they did with The Last Jedi was an atrocity. You know
Well,
what I
they
mean?
started talking shit about this one too.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard
Well, I mean,
people
Oh,
give
they
absolutely.
reviews.
bullied actors
Well, I
off
mean,
of social media
you
and
can-
shit. So
I
I
heard people
guarantee
say
you.
it's the worst Star Wars movie they've ever seen.
But see,
Yeah,
no,
but that
that's
highlights the underbelly of Star Wars. Part of the endearing aspects of it is that it has moments that we can shit on.
yeah. I mean,
Like they're like you could watch any of the installments, and I mean, at the end of the day, I love all 9 of the fucking movies.
yeah.
oh yeah.
But you could watch, like we could insert arbitrary episodes of the Star Wars saga, and we'd watch it, and when it's over with, we'd be able to tear it a new asshole like we would be like any film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, people for some reason hold Star Wars to a higher standard and to a higher degree of like every other franchise that's ever been created ever in the history of ever. Like even fucking Star Trek fans do not hold that anything to do with Star Trek to this high of a standard. You know what I mean? And it's just like it's unnecessary because it's a movie. It's nothing. It's just fiction.
Be happy you
Yeah,
got one.
Yeah.
just enjoy it or don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you watch a movie and you don't enjoy it, then don't watch it again.
Yeah.
And I understand going and being like, well, that was fucking awful. And like, yeah, maybe it was awful to you, but like, I've never taken to the fucking internet and been like, I fucking hate Twilight and this is why, and fuck everybody that likes it. And this is why. You know, like, I mean, who
Well,
cares?
it's pointless.
Not made. Yeah, it's not
I don't-
made
Nobody
for
give a
me.
fuck.
I don't understand that at all.
It's just haters wanting to hate, man. At the end of the day, haters gonna hate.
Dude, people were so angry with this movie.
Yeah, they were.
They said it's the worst thing, and I'm like, the worst thing you've ever? I mean, really? This movie was worse than the fucking Christmas special that they did? The Ewoks?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Dude, I
had a
like
har-
the Christmas special.
the only thing that made the viewing difficult for me was, the idea that we were probably going to discuss it on here and whatnot. So trying to hold it to the way we try to hold all movies accountable, I guess, and like kind of push that bias I have of just like I don't care if it's Star Wars, I want it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
take me there.
Oh yeah.
Like the minute we hear the opening fucking note of the damn music, where I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm 7-year-old Travis again. You know,
Mhm.
like
That's it. I'm a kid again.
Sitting there in my underwear in front of the
like,
TV.
and
Eating a
Nost-
bowl of fucking Golden Grams.
nostalgia is a fucking commodity these days, and Star Wars is no exception. But it's such a more endearing franchise than so many others that are out there.
Yeah.
And
Well,
for
we
them,
grew up with this one.
oh yeah, and I think a lot of the
A lot
problem.
of our parents grew up with it.
Well, I
Yeah.
think a lot of the problem with the toxicity that we address with it is that you've got people older than us that went and watched the original trilogy in
Mhm.
theaters. You know, uh, I feel like people around our age, or at least I know with me, when you were a kid, the first time I watched Star Wars was when I went to the local library where they had movies on VHS for really cheap. You could rent there.
Mhm.
Bro, I mean, you check them out like a damn book. But I remember renting the entire trilogy and just burning through it over the course of a weekend, and I was hooked.
Yeah.
My mom bought the original trilogy for me when I was like 4 or 5 on VHS because she had watched them in the theaters as a kid.
Yeah. Well, and I
But
think that a lot of this stuff has to do also with like I'm gonna call it I don't know, the Ghostbusters effect. The Ghostbusters effect is like you watch it growing up as a kid.
Mhm.
You go to the theaters and watch it, and not for us in particular, but just for people. And in their minds, it is so much better in their heads than it actually really was.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah.
not trying to discredit Star Wars or Ghostbusters or anything like that, but in their mind, that was the movie.
It was
that-
everything.
yeah, and in reality, it's a great movie. It's a good movie, but it's never gonna hold up to what's in their head.
Mhm.
Oh no.
And
It
that
do-
it creates a sense of expectation, and time does that, especially with these really long franchises.
yeah,
well, that's what destroyed the women's version of Ghostbusters was people love the original so much.
Have you seen it, Corey?
I did not, but
I
I'm
haven't watched it
excited
either.
to see the one that came out or is coming out soon.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
That
in on
looks
that
good.
one, but we've boycotted the remake.
Look, man, I think a lot of the women in that movie are funny.
Yeah,
But I mean, I'm cool with having female Ghostbusters too, but it's
nothing
the
wrong
way
with
they
it.
did it. I know they have all women Ghostbusters, and then the one male in it is what, Chris Hemsworth, is it?
Yeah, and they like
Yeah.
treat him like a piece of
And
meat.
and he's fucking stupid too.
Yeah.
Like I've seen clips of it. I've never
Yeah.
watched the movie, but like I said, I like a lot of those women. It's just not.
I didn't like the way they all acted when it came out,
Yeah.
and it didn't do so
Well-
hot on the box office. And then the way they
Well, this
acted,
is-
they were like, "Well, all of you are just fucking assholes." Because it's like, nah, I'm just not into it.
Well, that's what they did with the new Charlie's Angel.
Yeah.
Fucking Elizabeth Banks is like, men just can't handle strong female leads. It's like, dude, do you not remember fucking Alien?
Yeah.
One of the strongest women leads, and that was in the fucking 80s, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
G.I. Jane, man.
G.I. Jane was a great movie too.
There you go.
Well, we can.
I mean, look at Leia even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
I know.
fucking 70s. I mean, yes, she was in that fucking bikini, but the idea is she killed the dude who enslaved her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
choked him with a chain.
Fucking choked him to death, that big motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember watching the original with that fucking puppet tongue just flying everywhere as he's choking.
But I mean, the problem that I have with like the female Ghostbusters is what I feel they're doing right with the new one. They didn't want to have anything to do or any way to acknowledge. They wanted to just completely reboot it,
Yep.
remake it straight out of the gate. No
Yeah.
Ghostbusters existed, and it's like if they would have made that one change to that movie, I guarantee you that everything would have been completely
Yeah, if it would have been linked to
different.
it somehow.
Yeah,
If they were like some kind of different city division that were commissioned by the real Ghostbusters.
One of them
Or-
could be like the daughter of a Ghostbuster, or
yeah,
Something like that.
just
yeah.
a little tip of the hat to the fucking original.
yeah, and that's where people have now learned to hijack nostalgia that way, where it's like it's okay if we do it as long as we have it somewhat connected in some way, shape, or form to the other. Because they could have connected it in this way. The Ghostbusters existed when they existed. They're no longer there. Nobody's seen them. Nobody's heard from them. And then these people stumble upon some Ghostbuster shit when some shit starts popping off. You know what I mean? That's enough.
I mean, dude, they literally could have just by you saying that, they could have literally took the plot to Tron Legacy and just made it Ghostbusters.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, you're 110% right on that.
You have a moment where it rolls up on a fucking pissed off, disgruntled Bill Murray that's like, "You're fucking with my vibe here. I don't want to fuck with shit no more."
I mean, that's where I feel that a lot of this trying to recapture nostalgia and all this stuff is working to Hollywood's advantage because as long as it has something to do with it, and that's fine. You have to acknowledge what came before it. If you don't, then where are you? And I think the perfect way that they did it was Star Trek, the Star Trek movie.
Oh, that first one?
Yeah, all three of them.
Yeah, but the way they did it, where it was like,
It's a split timeline.
yeah, dude, which is genius.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, dude.
Yeah. So you've got the split timeline. You've got they bring Spock back. Like I think they didn't bring him back until the second one.
Yeah,
right?
dude, he strolls up that little pod.
Yeah. So it's like, no, maybe it was the first one. I can't remember.
Maybe
It's
near
been
the
a long-
end of it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just that. That's enough to be like, I'm from a different reality, and it's like, what the fuck? And then now you have a whole universe that you can make your own, and you can create whatever you want and do whatever you want. And then
Speaking of Star Trek and the light parts of the conversation where we bring up parts that make you teary-eyed, in the first rebooted in the first J.J. Abrams Star Trek, when new Kirk runs into old Spock,
yeah,
and the first thing Spock says is, "You have and always will be my friend," I was like, "Oh fuck, I don't want to feel this way,"
yeah,
because of the fucking just the legacy of like
yeah,
Kirk and Spock, man, and just that moment, it was just fucking. It was too much for me.
Yeah. I want that box set so bad. I want it so fucking bad. They have a box set, Corey. It's Blu-ray, and it's the entire original series, Star Trek series,
It
and
is so nice looking. Yeah, you sent me that link, didn't you?
yeah, and the movies, the original Star Trek movie, and it's only like,
I've never seen any of that.
oh, dude,
Now I've
I have
watched
every
all.
goddamn one of them, Corey. You are welcome to watch them, sir.
I watched all of what was it, The Next Generation with Picard.
yeah,
I watched it because I found out the Reading Rainbow guy was on it, and then I started liking it when I was a kid.
yeah. Well, and I mean Star Trek, especially old Star Trek, is what it is.
LeVar Burton, right? Sorry.
I think so.
Well, it was America's competition to Doctor Who.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
but its legacy is held up, like just the things that they were capable of doing, and like it's amazing to watch and just kind of read up on and stuff, because like it was just some sci-fi show that like got 3 seasons, and they recast the lead in the first 3 episodes. It was like this riddled problems, and just to see what it went on to become is just amazing.
Gene Roddenberry is like just he's the George Lucas of television.
Yeah. But no, man, I really enjoyed this whole new Star Wars trilogy. I like the things that they did to bring it full circle. I like the way they ended it. I like how I even like how she took up the last name. Like
Oh, yeah.
I was okay with it. Like I could see where a lot of people would be like, well, she's not blood, but somebody in there in the movie said something like, you know, it doesn't blood doesn't it matter. I can't remember who said it, but paraphrasing, it's like doesn't matter if you're blood or not. Like, kind of that same idea of like, even though you're friends with them, you don't
are
share
the
the
name
last
you
name.
choose, man.
Yeah, like, and what a better name to have in this world.
Well, I mean, it also seemed like Luke and Leia were the closest thing to parents that she had.
Yeah, for sure.
So that, I mean, it totally made sense. And I was hoping that's what she would say when she paused there for a second and saw them. I was like, she better fucking say Skywalker.
Yeah,
She says Palpatine, I'm gonna lose it.
yeah. Everybody in the theater's going down. You just start body slamming people.
Yeah.
It's
Just
like,
fuck
Dad,
'em
what are
up.
you doing?
Or the camera was just zooming in on her, like in the pause before she says it, and all you hear is "Let the bodies hit the floor," and then it cuts to fucking the credits, and it kicks in like.
It's like, oh God. They really went there with this movie.
Like,
No wonder people are so fucking pissed. They played this song.
or have that playing instead of the classic Star Wars theme during the crawl. You're just hearing the "Let the bodies," and then it cuts to the fucking Kylo Ren beat down at the beginning. Like,
Yeah. And Lando. I really like the way that they did Lando too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I enjoyed Lando coming back like that.
well, can we point out that our boy Chewie finally got acknowledged?
They
I
gave
know
him
he
the
finally
fucking
got the
medal,
medal.
dude.
Yeah,
I was
Like-
so happy.
Fan service, dude.
And it was even more that it was Han's medal, you know? Like, and dude, like, I want to hone in on Chewie for a second here. He's the only emotional motherfucker in this whole movie.
Dude, when they
Yeah.
came back and told him that Leia was dead,
Dude,
I
when
he
know.
lost
That's when
it,
I-
man.
his
That was so
shit, man.
sad.
Yeah, dude.
So sad.
Yeah, I rolled a tear on that one too.
Just seeing him hit his knees, man, and like look up at the sky,
what
like, you know, like,
But what if
Oh,
a
man.
plot point?
What a
if-
character to not be able to fucking understand anything he says, but you still love him as much as you do.
yeah,
Right. But what if, like, just think of the emotional weight it would have added to the narrative Rey's struggle to stay away from the dark side if they had kept Chewbacca dead, and like part of the
And
movie
it's her
was
fault that he's dead.
her coming to grips with the fact that it was her fault and it was a mistake.
And it
You know
was
what
the
I
Force
mean?
lightning that did it, right?
Oh, dude, she straight tore that tin cannon
Yeah.
too, dude.
Yeah.
What'd y'all think about her battling with the Sith version of her?
That was pretty
Kind
interesting.
of cool.
That
right?
was a
Yeah.
missed
Pretty cool
opportunity.
lightsaber. When she clicked it open, it went
Yeah.
and it went out to the
Maybe
like
this
Darth
would have
Maul.
been
Yeah.
maybe this would have been cheesy as shit, but I felt like it was a missed opportunity for us to harken back to the Duel of the Fates music.
One thing I did notice in this movie, and I'm interested to hear your guys' input on it. How good would Daisy Ridley be if they would have cast her as Captain Marvel instead of Brie Larson?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
would she not be the perfect Captain Marvel?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, here's the thing. As much as I haven't watched enough Brie Larson outside of Captain Marvel.
I haven't watched Captain Marvel because
But
I
I
don't
will
like her.
say she does portray the very overconfident moments of Captain Marvel for
Well,
sure.
but the problem that I have with Captain Marvel is she's like an emotionless robot almost.
Well, that's kind of how most of the arcs I've read. That's kind of how her character's written, man. Like she don't give a shit. She's got her stance on the matter, and literally fuck anything else coming in the way of
She's
her achieving that.
she's a true feminist.
Particularly particularly in Civil War 2, because that's probably the most Captain Marvel I've read. And she was a very one-dimensional, just a bitch, really, the whole fucking way through it.
She pretty much is. The only time I've ever read anything with her is when she's crossed over with characters that I give a crap about.
Like when she was in Endgame. That's the time where you're like, oh, she's here.
Yeah.
Like finally you show up, you know.
Then
I
Thanos
didn't like
pops the
her
Power Stone
attitude
and is straight up like, fuck that bitch.
when they were doing press for the movie and stuff. I just didn't like her attitude about it.
Well, you gotta think
Well,
The way
of
that's
she
what's
Prime at
driving
the
acted.
people.
time, man.
That's what they're not getting is they're trying to blame people for not liking movies with women, but that's not it at all. It's the way that they're coming at the press for these types of movies. If you just let it breathe and let the acting stand for
Yeah.
itself, the script stand for itself, people will watch it.
Yeah.
And at the same
I don't
time,
give a
though,
shit.
they all subscribe to the idea that there's no such thing as bad publicity, though.
I mean, yeah, that's true too. Because people are going to watch it just to want to have reason to shit on it.
But it's complete. It's complete shit that it's that way. I mean,
I don't care if the fucking lead character in a movie is a trans pygmy.
Yeah.
As long as the script is good and the actor is good, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
tell me a fucking good story. That's the only thing I want
That's
at the end of the day.
that's the whole reason I go to watch a movie is to get a story.
Yeah.
It's story time, but for adults.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. But I was just when I was watching it, I was like, man, she would have been great if they would have cast her as Captain Marvel because like whenever you can see it, you know what I mean? You can
Mhm.
see it. And
They
go ahead.
so they haven't cast her in any type of superhero role yet, have they?
Nope.
No, she was locked down.
They
Yeah,
stopped
she's
saying
finally
anything.
available. She's looking for
Yeah,
work.
so she said something in an interview about that, didn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, she was
Said
like,
I need a job.
Yeah.
Well, they pretty much told her they're like, this is gonna be it for now.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude. She needs to keep going. She's a good actress.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
And
I like her.
I do too, and
Oh
I
yeah,
like her
dude.
character. And that's the thing, like with all the bitching and all the moaning about Star Wars, whether you love it or hate it, they ain't nobody got any reason to complain about her because her and Kylo's relationship and everything is one of the most interesting things about the movie. And like to me, it is anyway. Until
Well-
you get Palpatine showing up, and you're like, "What the fuck?" You know?
Well, can we to elaborate on that more, can we try to break down just what exactly the fuck this ending fight was? You know what I mean? Like the whole, like everything down from the moment the Emperor upgrades.
Hmm.
He introduces the idea of the Force dyad. The whole bond between Rey and Kylo, and like just because it's so much at once.
Yeah.
Like it's dropping, like it's pulling its Star Wars dick out at this point. It's like more new Force shit, and then suddenly it's like fucking. It almost gets like Dragon Ball levels of batshit crazy, where fucking Emperor's fucking up Rey. She's like, "Nah, bitch, I got 2 sabers," and then it's like, not only that, I'm backed by every goddamn Jedi that's ever existed.
Oh, how awesome was that moment where you hear all the Jedi fucking speaking to her, including like Mace Windu and Anakin and all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, even you hear Ahsoka from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I know, dude. That's what Richard
Um,
said to me, and I was like, yes.
what was, but like, it's just it's a funny nitpick. I didn't really give a shit. I thought it was all fucking badass when she fucking just blasts that shit back at him and turns him to fucking Ark of the Covenant levels of fucked up, you know.
Yeah.
Um, for a split second though, I thought like this motherfucker just shot lightning up into the sky and brought down a whole fucking fleet of ships.
Yeah.
He should be so powered up that he should have fucking blew Ray's head through her asshole, dude.
But she's powerful, man.
She got that Palpatine blood.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that shit was badass. I was compelled to fucking just like yell when that shit happened. I was like, "Goddamn right!"
But yeah,
Good,
when I
man.
watched the movie, I was just like, this ain't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No.
No, it rarely is.
Yeah.
As bad as what people say.
Was Order 66, was that Palpatine's way of Highlandering the fucking Force down to just Rey and Kylo?
Pretty much. I mean, the
Like
idea. Well,
if
I mean,
performing the ritual in one scenario or another, because that's the thing that I did like, because it wasn't like he was just, oh, I've been building up to the 2 of you. No, like he's been trying to do this repeatedly throughout the fucking saga.
Hmm.
Like it gives all new meaning to the throne room shit and Return of the Jedi. It like all of it. The whole concept also of Vader, you know, the multiple meanings with Vader trying to get Luke on the dark side. Because even though Vader's hubris was clouding him from figuring out that Palpatine was trying to fucking make a dyad so he could do the ritual, or at least that's what I took from like the big revelation of it all.
Right. I mean, yeah, he was playing the long game for sure. I
very
mean,
long game.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the longest game.
Isn't
I
that
think.
dude like 800 years old? 900,
But
something like
here,
that, something
but
crazy.
here's my thing. When I
Nah, I
want
think he probably closer to like 200 and something.
this only makes me want more Palpatine story though.
Yeah.
More from when he was on
Well,
Naboo
like
and everything.
I want to see the moment where he discovers, okay, there's a Sith ritual you can do, and it pretty much
Well,
fulfill like have it where it's like he's trying like you find out that Plagueis didn't teach him shit about making life. Like that was something that Plagueis was going to keep to himself, you know?
well, I would also
Because
like to know.
why would you hand that down? Why would you teach like in a ideology where your your apprentice strikes you down to assume his next rank? Why would you teach him probably the most like the force trick to learn of all force tricks, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's the way of the Sith, I guess.
So it makes me wonder
doing
if
it that
there's
way
a
forever.
period in the storyline where Palpatine is doing some fucking meditating over some shit, and he just figures, he finds out about this shit. He's like, you know, there's always going to be somebody balancing the force, but in the meantime, you can be doing this shit so you can live forever.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
you can't like the force can, as long as the force is balanced, it doesn't matter if it's spread across trillions of people across the galaxy, or like the way the movie's done, it's like you can pinpoint it down to just 2 people.
Yeah. Well, and I think that goes in hand with what I've been talking about. Like, if they finally decide to do either the movie or a series of like an older public style, and you have that character come in, now it puts more weight on it, because I've always said if they do the old Republic, but they do it far enough away but close enough to where you have young Palpatine.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd
That
watch that. I'd like to see his backstory.
well, that's where I've always
See his
Well,
been.
yeah,
come
because
up.
he was
Well,
already old as shit when we meet him in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like 60s, 70s, maybe.
Hmm.
So, I mean, and that's where I've always like, whenever I've always talked about, an Old Republic esque story is to like have it set far enough in the past, but also have it set soon enough to where you can introduce that character and go a little bit deeper into that character as a
But it
young.
also but it makes a conundrum in a weird way too, because I would love to see that. But it would also kind of go against the idea of like wanting to distance from the ideological clash between Sith and Jedi and how it spills over into the followers of those religions.
Yeah.
Darth Sidious.
Well, and they could. I mean, there's a way that they could tinker around
Well,
with it.
But I
I
mean,
would like to. I would like to know if he had gone to a Jedi Academy under a different name or something, and then got recruited to the dark side, or if he was maybe found by the Sith Lord and raised as a kid to learn that shit.
Right.
right, because the only I think the only main information that we know about Palpatine is that book, but that book's not canon anymore.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So,
It-
but I mean,
I want the rumors with the Old Republic though is that the script they're writing, they said that the is going to be Darth Malik. So maybe they're going to rehash the first game, because I would love to see that become canon. Those games were great writing in my opinion.
right. But
Mm.
who knows? What if
Or hell,
Palpatine's
just
older than we think he is?
or hell,
He could be.
pick a just really pick any kind of race and then pick any kind of genre style influence
There's
and just go with it.
there's so much they could do, because I mean you've got Chewbacca that was 250 years old,
Hmm.
and you can go back to him as a child
Yeah.
and do a series on him on Kashyyyk.
Mm.
Or do a movie, or you could do a one and done about just just the entire planet Kashyyyk, about it, about all about, or if you wanted to hone in, do a film about it being, the time of the story where it gets liberated from the Empire.
I feel like if they were gonna do that, if they were gonna do a one and done, I think they'd do a season and put it on their streaming service. We're
Yeah.
gonna get a
Yeah.
lot of stuff on that streaming service because
Yeah.
I mean, they gotta have something on there to keep these people subscribed. Like, so
Yeah.
they're gonna be pumping shit out, and they made a killing already, right? I mean,
Well, I
If they
mean,
Yeah.
keep the Star Wars stuff coming, they're gonna
yeah.
keep a meat on
Mandalorian's
it.
proved that long form Star Wars works.
Yeah.
Well, if you do the season, then you don't have to cram it.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 hours, you almost got like 7 or 8, and then
Yeah.
it's spread out. So
Well, and
Right.
they could take all these ideas and they could mash them all together Because think about it. If they did something where it is focusing around, the politics and things of the time, you could have Chewie's parents or grandparents. You could have you could have all that stuff there. You could have, you know, any anything because like there's a timeline established, but I mean at the end of the day, other than Chewie's age, we don't really know a lot of people's ages.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean you can because if you set something 500 years ago and Chewie's what 250,
Mm-hmm.
then I mean how old do they get? We don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the whole thing. We don't know the lifespan of a Wookiee.
Yeah. So
We
there's a
know
lot.
that Yoda lived nearly 900 years.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like they could realistically do pretty much anything that they wanted to do with what's already been established, and it would still work because I mean none of this stuff has been because all the old books and everything, none of that is canon. So they basically got a clean slate and a timeline to work off of, and that's it. And they could do a lot of shit with what we already know and more shit with what we don't know. I've got
Such
I mean
a,
I
such a huge expanse
The
of
average
writing
life expectancy
possibilities.
of a Wookiee is about 400 standard years,
Oh shit! So
according
he's only like
to source books.
he's like compared to a human 50 maybe. He's still got a
Yeah,
third of his life
he's
to
only
go.
halfway. Yeah, he's still.
A little more than halfway there.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's a 45-year-old man. He just bought a Corvette.
Going through his
just got
second
over his.
divorce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
His first divorce is
about to
over.
start losing hair.
He's
Once a month, he goes to the casinos.
he's getting him a young Wookiee Wookette, a 19-year-old Wookette with long flowing beautiful hair to start his life with.
A 93-year-old Wookiee. Quite a bit younger than him.
Yeah, right.
Barely legal.
Yeah.
He's like, let me get that Wookiee cookie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
On the weekends, he's a door greeter at Best Buy.
He's got to make a little extra cheddar somehow,
Do you Because
he's
there's cross species stuff there. Do you think humans fuck Wookiees?
I don't see why not.
They'd be called hookies. Oh.
That's
I
when
mean,
you go to their planet. They're like their hookies are over there, and they're just out standing out in the street,
they
like
just have
fanning
they
it.
just have they have just extremely fucking hairy genitalia.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be a Pornhub genre that I would browse through. You know what I'm
Hookie
saying?
porn.
you're
Yeah,
like,
I
here's your lube, here's your condom, and the brush.
Maybe
You're gonna
we'll
need that
split
brush.
with
That's the
Gotta
most
find it.
important part. Yeah. Oh
Here's some
god.
dry shampoo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's some baby powder.
Fucking funny. Well, let's give it a rating, guys.
Well, we didn't rate Mandalorian either, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
every episode got a star from me. It gets a fucking
A Death Star.
Yeah, dude.
No, it
The
gets
whole
a
series.
jetpack.
It gets. I was gonna say that, but it gets a seal of approval. What was that seal they put on his thing where he killed that fucking
Mudhorn.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Mudhorn. That's what it's called. It gets Mudhorn, dude.
It gets a full Mudhorn.
It's a full Mudhorn.
Hell yeah. So does
Star Wars gets a star. Dude. It gets a Death Star.
gets a Death Star?
It gets a Death Star, dude. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Ain't nobody
it's
gonna
got
give this movie a half star.
I'm not. What about you,
Travis?
Trey?
I give it a full fucking Death Star, dude. Here's the thing, man. I could butcher Star Wars all fucking day, man. I really could, and anyone could. But it doesn't take away from the fact that like it's had such a profound impact on me and how I watch movies.
Yeah.
Just like I remember it being one of the first big adventure stories that I watched.
Well, it perfected the action adventure genre.
And it's that cluster of films, man, that I know we all watched as kids over and over. Like it was one of those things where if there wasn't anything particularly interesting to you at the moment, you could cut Star Wars on, and I guarantee you'd sit through the whole fucking
Just fall
movie.
right into it, dude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it falls right in line right there with Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know, like any of
And-
those
Absolutely.
old
And you know,
school.
with a franchise like this, you know, we're probably going to see it change hands again one day.
Yeah.
And
You mean
when you have
Disney?
when you have something that lasts this long, there's going to be good with the bad. And you know, the beauty of the things, like if you don't like it so much, you don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
And there's so, I mean, you know, and there's so much story to tell. There's so many, whether or not anyone wants to give a shit trying to read the non-canon material, there's still, it's such a vast like stack of medium to just go through and digest, and all these just crazy stories, and just seeing how much this storytelling matters to so many fucking people, and how it's
Yeah.
influenced so many people.
Dude, there's not a warehouse. There's an office building full of people that work for Disney that are working on. They're coming up with ideas.
Yeah.
They're writing scripts. Like it's, you know,
Yeah.
we're talking the same company that took this Marvel shit to another level.
Yeah.
So you know they're gonna do. Star Wars is
shit
gonna
fit
be
them too.
around for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was all right? So, Finn, he was gonna tell Ray something.
He was. That he loved her.
Do you think that's what it was?
Well, you know he does.
I think that's what it was.
I mean, you know he loves her.
I think that it's something else.
That he's gay.
With Poe, no. I think he is a little force sensitive,
Oh, of course.
and I think
was
that that's what he was wanting to tell her.
Oh, you could tell he is.
Yeah.
Well, he started doing shit on instinct and intuition that was very forcey, you know.
Yeah. And I think that that's what he was wanting to. I think that more so than anything is what he was wanting to tell her.
And see, little questions like that, I like getting from a movie, like, because you still want to be able to debate things and ponder what if, you know.
Ponder Rock, dude.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
My shit got in the red for a second. What about when the cavalry shows up?
Oh my God, dude.
When he goes around that ship and looks up, and it's like everyone.
In the whole galaxy.
Because you
it
remember the
seems
other
like.
movie, like no one came.
Yeah.
But when everyone was like, "Yo, we know where they're at. Palpatine's here. He's fucking strung up, fucking like a puppet." There's fucking how many destroyers did they have?
Like shit is going down.
Well, like here's the
Too
thing.
many.
This is our chance because once these things head out, they're gonna start destroying planets.
Yeah.
Like the whole galaxy's fucked.
That's one thing that I was wanting to look for, was to see if fucking Mando's fucking ship was there.
Yeah, wouldn't that have been cool?
Yeah. I was trying
Just
to
to
look,
see
but
it
there's
drive
so
by.
many. Yeah.
You see little baby Yoda's hand in there holding that little gear shifter knob thing. Like,
He's like, put that down.
yeah, don't touch anything.
Yeah.
You little
I was
swamp
thinking,
rat.
when it happened, though, I couldn't help but be like, "In game."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was so cool. And then you had hope again because I was like, oh, man, I don't know about these apples, Ray. What we gonna do? Like,
Oh, dude, but yeah, I was like, man, like, fuck them up. I was like, here's where like, we need a star battle to end all star battles. This is the Star War, you know, like.
Ben's he's the black dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he found him a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Asian
That chick he
lady.
was rolling with.
The other black chick.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
black chick.
they were riding.
yeah.
They were riding horses.
Yeah,
They're
because
like,
she was a stormtrooper. Yeah.
yeah, they were like, we can't detect them. They're riding fucking horses on the side of the ship. It's like,
Yeah,
all right now.
That's why I was thinking that, it was that's what he was wanting to tell her.
It's the
And,
first time
like,
I rode a horse.
No,
Oh.
that that he was force sensitive because I felt like him and that chick had a little something sexy going on the side. Like they were fixing to compare numbers.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But you know,
they're gonna fuck on a horse.
I mean, I'd watch
How'd
it,
they get
dude.
those horses up there? Did they drop down on the ship and the horses just run out?
Yeah, they put them on that transport vessel.
That was just crazy dude, when it cuts to them and they're like riding
They're
horses, like
galloping.
you know. And I was like, fucking, what's
Yeah.
happening right now?
Yeah, I know, right? But,
Oh, and then when he swoops in and grabs them,
oh yeah,
they're like, everybody's out, but fucking Finn's still there. And he's like, what? And he's like, he comes in clutch with it, dude.
yeah.
Scoops him right up.
I'm so sad that we're not gonna get a follow up to that Solo movie, man.
That was such a good movie, in my opinion.
Oh
It
man,
was.
dude.
What about that? What about the force? Not force, but the warp skipping
Oh,
sequence.
that was cool.
Oh man, that was badass.
Them whipping in and whipping out and still dog fighting. I was like, I could watch a whole fucking movie of them doing this shit.
I'll tell you what sucks, man, is we won't get any more Adam Driver.
I know, man.
I mean, because
so
he did a
good.
really good job.
Yeah.
There's just something, his voice, everything about him.
I definitely liked Kylo Ren's arc way more than I did Rey's.
Yeah, I agree. Everything I've seen Adam Driver in, I've enjoyed. That fucking
Everything.
Logan Lucky, that movie is a fucking perfect 10.
Yep.
Have you seen that, Corey?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right, it's this movie. It's kind of like the redneck version of Ocean's 11.
Yep.
All right.
The heist, the redneck heist.
So you've got Adam Driver and
Boy,
Channing
is it,
Tatum,
though.
and they're brothers. And Adam Driver was discharged from the military because his arm got blown off, and they're gonna like rob this like Talladega Motor Speedway thing to get this money
because they get a shitload of cash.
Yeah, so they enlist the help of Daniel Craig.
I am incarcerated,
And
he's got a southern accent, dude. That's like
it's good. Yeah, it is such a good movie, dude.
They come to visit him in jail, and he's in jail, and he's like, "We need you to help us do a job." And he leans in, he's like, "I am incarcerated." Like, dude, they break him out of jail, go do the heist, and then take him back.
Yeah, put him back in jail. Yeah,
that's fine.
Like Adam Driver drives through the front of this gas station. They put him in jail, and then they put him in jail so that he can help break
for the plan.
James Bond. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's
really a great movie, dude. It feels like you're watching. What's those brothers?
Coen brothers.
It feels like, is it a Coen brothers? It's not their movie, right?
No,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
I like the Coen brothers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look it up. Logan Lucky came out in 2017.
Adam is an hour ahead, but Happy New Year, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
New Year,
guys. We're in a. I'm looking down here. What's 1/1/2020, dude?
Yep.
The other day I saw a post that said we're closer to 2025 than we are. Can't remember what it. No, we were closer to. Was it 2030 than we are? Like, I can't remember what it said, but I was like, holy shit.
So Steven Soderbergh directed it.
I recognize the name.
All right, so he directed Behind the Candelabra, Contagion, The Informant, The Girlfriend Experience, Ocean's 13, The Good German,
that makes sense.
Ocean's 12, Solaris, Ocean's 11, Traffic, Aaron Brockovich, Grey's Anatomy, Out of Sight. He directed some King of the Hill, The Underneath. And then the person that wrote it is Jules Asner. And this is the only thing that she has ever written. She wrote it, but she's like this is a pseudonym for an as yet unidentified person.
So it could be anybody.
Yeah, it says the real person exchanged emails with Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig, cast members of Logan Lucky, during filming. They believe she resides in the UK. That's weird.
So nobody knows her?
Hold on, let's go to the full bio here. As of July 2017, suspected to be a fictitious person, a pseudonym for an as yet unidentified person. The real person exchanged emails with Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig. During the filming, they believe she resides in the UK.
Well, this is the writer?
Yeah, former elite model. Oh, she's married to Steven Soderbergh.
Here
Earned
she
a
is.
degree. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. But look at her bio. Former daughter-in-law of Edward Asner. Was discovered at a modeling convention in Scottsdale, Arizona at age 16. I bet Soderbergh wrote that. And the
Why create this?
pseudonym?
Yeah, dude, why do that?
I don't know, dude.
And that's Ruddy Mysterious.
Yeah.
Known for Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back? What?
Yeah, I think she was the chick that was expletive deleted because she worked on a lot of E
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, there's no way that chick wrote this movie.
I mean,
Not that girl. The one they're showing?
yeah.
Like, dude, that's like the only thing she's ever put out.
It's weird, right? Because when you go to Logan Lucky, it says written by Jules Asner as Rebecca Blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the fuck? Why?
And it's like, here's the thing, like, that's your movie? Like you're one and done?
And it's so
Because somebody
good.
writing a movie like that, dude,
Needs to be
pop
right
another
now.
one out.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, dude, she was the girl and she played herself, and
Yeah.
Janice Silent Bob, she was the girl on the E. Extra, extra. That's a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, if you
You
ever
need
get
to
a
check it
chance,
out.
yeah, it is.
All
I've
right.
watched it so many times.
It's so good.
Man. Yeah.
We did
It's
on the pod, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I've watched it like 3 times since then. Because it's just I love heist movies anyway. Like I have a soft spot for heist movies.
Mm-hmm.
And like just to see these two rednecks, like and these guys are rednecks, Corey. Like they're fucking
Oh, yeah.
we know these
Well,
people.
Channing Tatum's from fucking Coleman, Alabama, so he knows how to play it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's always the best. Like, I was really impressed with Daniel Craig because
Yeah.
every
he
time
sounded,
you hear, I don't know, for some reason, the people from
British people
Europe,
can do
they
Southern
can
accents
pull off
really
that
well.
Southern accent, dude. Like,
Yeah,
holy
dude,
shit.
really well.
Because you'll get those people here, they either sound like they're from Savannah or Gone with the Wind,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty much the same, Atlanta, Savannah accent, or they got that Texas.
It's hard to get that panhandle that
Yeah.
we got.
Yeah.
But he does a great job of the movie, and that's the first and that's the first time I'd ever seen him in a comedy.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious, dude.
Yeah. Like he's their demolition expert that's going to help them blast open and suck all this money out. And like in one part of the movie, he's like he gets him some gummy bears and some other stuff, and he's like they're like this ain't gonna work, and he's like yes it is, and no it's not. He gets out a piece of chalk, and he's explaining to him on the fucking wall how the science of it's going to work and all this shit. It's just fucking hilarious. For like 20 minutes, they're down there supposed to be stealing all this money from this fucking Talladega shit. And he's explaining how this explosive is going to work to him. It's just little shit like that.
Right.
See that Soderbergh did the laundromat. Remember we watched the trailer for that. That's on Netflix.
Oh, really?
That's the movie with Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Remember the trailer was real weird. They talking about like laundering money.
Yeah.
We watched the trailer for that a while back. But that's just so weird. Like that chick did not write that movie.
I bet he wrote it.
I was
I
looking at
don't
his list. It says he's also known for Traffic. Oh, he directed Traffic, dude.
I really like Traffic.
Yeah.
It's such a depressing
Oh,
movie.
he directed that Aaron Brockovich movie.
Yeah. I think he did Pushing Up Daisies too, right?
Now I'm pushing up daisies.
Which was a
Was
really
that-
underrated series.
Is Travis still? You still here, Trav?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Trav. Earlier, before I got on here, hanging out with the folks and watched a movie on Netflix, and it was that Marriage Story.
Mm-hmm.
And you watched that, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember? I told Griffin earlier. I said I just saw the realest argument I've ever seen, like in a movie. Do you
Oh,
remember
yeah,
when she comes over to his house and they argue?
yeah.
It was the realest dude. He's gonna win something for that movie.
Not my go-to type of film.
Not, but it wasn't terrible, was it? Like it was. You were
But
like,
well acted.
really, dude.
Like it really was.
His
my,
acting, man.
my wife started it, and I just kind of fell
Well, once
along
you
with
start
her.
it, you're like, what's going on here? What's happening? What's?
But it was, like I said, not my typical cup of tea with a movie, but it was good.
The acting, man. He was really good in it. I mean, he was pretty much in every scene almost. Like it kind of, you know what I mean? It was kind of like it focused on him.
Yeah.
It would swap back and forth a little bit, but he had way more screen time. But that argument, dude, where he was like, "I wish you were fucking dead." It was like, oh
Yeah.
man. I told Griffin, I was like, she got in the car with this dude and was like making out with him, and then she stopped and was like, "I just want you to finger me." And I was like, "What?" Okay. You remember that, dude?
Yeah. it was
Just finger
weird.
me. That's all.
Um,
Okay.
my wife's playing catch up with Watchmen, man, and it's the last time I'll even bring it up. But Griffin and Corey, you guys should absolutely
gotta watch The
put
Watchmen.
this show on the top of the list.
The
somewhere.
Mandalorian was good, but I
Squeeze it
agree
in
with
somewhere.
even Kevin and Scott Mosier. They were like, Watchmen is the series of the year.
It's
So goddamn good.
what's funny is like there's like even though it sounds like me and Adam are doing typical overhyping, there's no way you can overhype how good of a story you're gonna get when you watch it.
I'm
That's
gonna
why I was
watch it.
telling Marina, I was like, watch the episode, dude. You don't. Kevin got his wife to watch it.
Like it's holy.
You don't have to
shit
be a
moment.
fan of that shit to watch
At
it.
a certain point, it becomes holy shit moment after holy shit moment.
But yeah, y'all
But,
gotta
you
check it out so
and-
we
and
can
you'll get
talk
it-
about
you'll
it.
get- and you get it 2 to 3 times an episode.
Did it get picked up?
Oh, it's coming back.
Oh,
I can tell you
Hell
how it
fucking
ended.
yeah,
It's
it
coming
is.
back.
oh yeah.
Way better than the movie.
Ballsy as fuck of a story. I'll put it that much too.
But yeah. That's all you gotta do, man, Griffin. Watch one episode
Mm-hmm.
and you will find time to watch the rest.
I'll be
You will.
soaked in.
Oh yeah, dude.
I guarantee it.
First episode's got you. And it's all out there and it's all finished. I'll even upload them if you want me to.
Sure.
Got them all. You can get in on that if you want to get them, Corey.
Yeah, man.
Great show. Show of the year. No, and
Well-
that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I'm gonna throw this out there. Do y'all want to like save trailers for next week
We can do that.
and just just whatever until because I mean
The trailers
I'm-
aren't that good either, so
yeah, I mean we'll probably get some good trailers, some better trailers next week anyway.
yeah, it's the
Because, I
last
mean-
episode, dude.
Yeah,
We've been doing this since 2016.
Jesus,
145 episodes.
that's fucking nuts, man.
I've never done 145 of anything.
I done 145 push-ups one time.
Did you?
That was the last time.
Well, I've got my Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
I've got mine.
Okay.
Can
Let's
we?
see.
How do we do this? So can we all like post them at the same time? I don't want anyone's like pick to change someone's mind about who they pick. You know what I mean?
What are we doing?
Remember a week or so ago, I was like in the next episode. We're at the end of the year. We usually would do an end of the year thing. We just normally remember we didn't even do a movie last time. We just talked about the year and.
Yeah.
But our Mount Rushmore of directors, you get 4,
Get 4.
right?
Yeah.
You get 4. I've got mine. I told y'all this, and y'all were supposed to be thinking about it.
I have been thinking about it, but I'm still.
It's hard to pick 4,
Yeah.
but the 4 that I picked, I just went with. It's really hard to pick 4.
Yeah.
But the people that I picked, like I'm happy with. I'm like, love their movies. Like, I can drop mine.
Yeah. I've
Can you drop
got.
mine?
Yeah. Go ahead. That's so fucking funny. Mine is pretty much almost the exact same.
Steven Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, Kevin Smith, Quentin Tarantino. It's hard to pick 4 because you're like, what about Martin Scorsese? What about? But these are the people right here. Dude, Spielberg, my childhood,
Yeah.
and then Kevin Smith, Tarantino. But like Christopher Nolan was that director that come along where you were like, holy
Oh
shit.
shit. Yeah. See, this is mine, and mine's more 5-headed than 4-headed, but it's gonna be a split on one of them. So I have Spielberg, Smith, Tarantino, and the Coen brothers.
Yep.
That's what I was going. I mean, but there's so many.
It's
dude.
hard to pick that last one.
Yeah.
My last one was Christopher Nolan. He was the one where I was like, it's hard to pick, but I was just like, Nolan, dude. Like I gotta, if I'm
Yeah.
making the Mount Rushmore of film directors, you got to put him up there.
Yeah.
That was the hardest one. Dude, is that last one. Because
Well,
obviously you're getting Smith and Tarantino. That's like right out of the gate.
yeah.
Done. Put their faces up.
Yeah.
Spielberg, man. Dude, Jurassic Park.
Well, then you've got like Paul
Fucking-
Thomas Anderson.
Yeah, it's so hard to
Yeah.
pick 4.
Wes
But that's good,
Anderson.
dude. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with your pick. That's which almost the same as mine. But
Yeah.
Coen brothers, dude, they're amazing. No Country for
Right.
Old Men, dude.
Like David Fincher.
Yeah.
I love David Fincher.
What about Crazy Clown Time?
David Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's hard to pick 4.
if you go through the list of the top 100 right here, all right, so we got, all right, Ridley Scott, great director, but I wouldn't put him on the Mount Rushmore. Tim Burton, great director, but I wouldn't put him on there.
I struggled with Stanley Kubrick, dude.
Yeah,
I struggled with that.
yeah,
I struggled with him. I was like,
yeah. And then you've got Peter Jackson.
Well, I
but
mean, that's funny you said that one because here was mine.
oh,
that's a good one, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, think movies Robert Zemeckis have put out that have that are just ingrained in pop culture.
Yeah.
See, I went with Spielberg over the Zemeckis. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
my. But yeah, dude, Robert Zemeckis,
Like without Robert
Back
Zemeckis,
to the fucking future, dude.
Time travel wouldn't even be the.
There wouldn't be no flux capacitor.
There would be no, oh God, this story has time travel in it argument. Like there wouldn't be any of that without
Yeah.
that.
I mean, Guy Ritchie.
You still on that list? I'd like to hear.
What?
You were reading top
The
directors.
top 100.
Yeah, you ain't got to do them all, but
Well, Spielberg's 1, Scorsese's 2, Scott's 3, John Woo's 4, Nolan's 5, Burton's 6, Peter Jackson's 8, Tarantino's 9, Cameron's 10, Eastwood's 11, Fincher's 12, Francis Ford Coppola
Mhm.
13.
I mean, it's really hard to make a Rushmore.
Yeah,
It's hard, dude.
Zemeckis is 15, Del Toro's 18, Guy Ritchie's 19, Oliver Stone's 20, Rodriguez is 21, Kubrick's 22.
I mean, it's a fucking pantheon, dude.
It's so
Yeah.
hard, but to me, that's my 4.
Yeah,
If I gotta throw you 4 of them,
yeah. Matthew Vaughn 27, Hitchcock 28, Lucas 31, Michael Mann 32, Kev Smith 33, Richard Donner 34, Luke Besson. I love him as a director.
I don't know who that is. What
He
did he direct?
directed The Fifth Element,
Oh, shit.
Valerian,
Yeah,
The Professional, Lucy.
yeah.
You know, like you can just go through there and just pull like any great
Pop it
sci-fi
in.
films. Yeah, and he's normally, you know, the guy. Yeah, he did Valerian. I really wish I had that movie. I'd watch it.
On
Tony,
Blu-ray.
yeah, Tony Scott 37, Sam Mendes 38, Paul Thomas Anderson 39, Joel Cohen 43, Edgar Wright 44, Mel Gibson 46, Stevens Soderbergh 48, JJ 50, Michael Bay 54, John Favreau 57, Bryan Singer 58, Joss Whedon 59, Sam Raimi 66, Zack Snyder 67.
He deserves to be further up on the list.
Yeah,
Snyder.
Mhm.
Yeah, Cronenberg 75, Danny Boyle 77, Ron Howard 82, Sylvester Stallone 85, George Miller 89.
That's a travesty.
I know. Roland Emmerich 93, Ben Affleck 96, Ang Lee 97, Shane Meadows is 100.
I got another
can't believe-
game.
I
Go
can't
ahead.
believe George Miller is so low
So
on
low
that
on the list.
dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
got-
his filmography isn't that huge, but what he's like, dude, fucking, he made apocalypse films worth a fuck. He
Yeah.
pretty much
created the genre almost.
he made it fucking mainstream at least, you know.
Yeah,
I got a little game here, and I don't know if it's a game, but it's just a thing. Like, so Tarantino's like, I'm making 10 movies, I'm done.
yeah,
So I'm like, all right, think of any director and go to their IMDb and count up 10 movies, and then anything past that, if they stopped at 10, wouldn't happen. This is why I don't
Okay.
think this is going to happen. He's
right.
not going to do that. He's never going to be able to stick to that, man.
Yeah,
All right, Stanley
Do you
Kubrick,
think-
dude. If you pick
do you-
Stanley Kubrick, all right, his 10th movie, Doctor Strangelove. If he stopped at 10, we don't get 2001. We
The
don't get A
Shining.
Clockwork Orange. We don't get Barry Lyndon. We don't get The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut. If he stopped at 10, we don't get
wouldn't
what are pretty much his best
greatest
films.
hits.
Like, and he doesn't have a shitload of movies. Like,
yeah. Well,
16 movies is it. Like,
what a career though. What about Coppola?
oh, Francis.
Yeah. Oh, FF Coppola. You can let him know I'm gonna call him FF.
Franny Ford.
He's related to what's his name? Did
Nick
y'all know he
Cage.
was related to Nick Cage?
Yeah,
How though? Is that his grandfather, uncle?
I think it's his uncle or something. I think he felt sorry for him.
But I'm not counting
Nick Cage can be good.
TV series.
Let's see. Let me go to Spielberg.
I was
Right
gonna
here.
say go to him next for sure.
All right, so
Count 10 up. Don't include TV.
director. So 10 up. Let's see. So
Before you throw this out there, The only really thing that matters here is when you go with Francis Ford is we get The Godfather, but we don't get Godfather 2. We don't get Apocalypse Now, The
Right.
Outsiders. I'm not doing we don't get Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
You know that it cuts off at The Godfather
All right. This is what we don't get
with Spielberg.
with Spielberg. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Hook, Jurassic Park, Schindler's List, The Lost
God
World,
damn, the blows right
Homicide.
out the gate.
Oh man,
Yeah, right.
I'm rolling a tear.
Homicide, yeah, Saving Private Ryan,
Oh.
AI,
Oh,
Minority
my favorite
Report,
movie.
Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal, War of the Worlds, Munich, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, The Adventures
I'm
of
okay with that one.
Tintin, War Horse, Lincoln, Bridge of Spies, The BFG, The Post, Ready Player One, West Side Story, and then all the stuff that he's currently working on. He would have quit making movies in 1987.
I mean, can we just say that Ready Player One was a visual gem? Whether
Oh,
or not
man.
Yeah.
whether or not the story, whatever.
It didn't
that
bother me.
aside, I didn't mind it, but
I was
that aside,
living in that shit.
visually, that fucking movie was so goddamn good.
Yeah.
It was so
Right.
satisfying.
Next, I'm going to go to Scorsese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we don't get this is what we don't get with Scorsese. All right. We don't get The Last Temptation of Christ, Goodfellas, Cape Fear, The Age of Innocence, Casino, Kundun, Gangs of New York, The
Mm.
Aviator, The Departed,
Oh my
Shutter
God.
Island, Hugo, The Wolf of Wall Street, Silence, The Irishman, and he's working on a Roosevelt film.
But at least we'd have gotten Taxi Driver.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
know.
that matters to me. Like hands
If you
down,
do
like,
Nolan,
that's gotta be my favorite movie. By like, for real.
if you do Nolan, and you cut his shorts that he did for TV, the only film you don't get's Tenet,
Yeah,
which looks like it's going to be really good.
yeah, it
Oh
does.
yeah.
Dude, the one dude with Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
Now I saw that shit when it dropped in theaters, man. I'm like a little kid, you know.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But that fucking fucked my world up. I was just like, this fucking movie, like
Imagine if someone else had tried to tackle Jurassic Park.
Ugh.
J.J.
I don't wanna
Abrams,
think
who
about
had lens flare.
I mean,
Michael
no,
Bay.
I mean, or just some fucking who?
Jurassic
you know?
Park,
like,
dude, is a goddamn masterpiece of a movie.
It really is, dude.
It's so fucking good. It holds up.
could the movie have been done visually just as well as Spielberg? Do you think?
I don't think anyone else could have pulled that off like that.
No, not like that.
Not like that. It was so big.
Right.
Just Jurassic Park, man. Like, that's the one when you hear it, you're like, ooh, no Jurassic Park?
Well,
This is
you're
why
right there with-
Tarantino cannot stop making movies at 10.
Well, like at the brontosaur reveal, or just the big herd, the they move in herds reveal. Like Goldblum said it best, you're just like him. You're like the son of a bitch did it.
Son of a bitch. Did
That's
it.
just one of those things, though. You want to, like, I want to sit down with him, you know, hang out, watch a movie. And it's like, hey, man, let me throw this at you. And you start pulling these people up. And you start telling them these masterpieces
Yeah,
that would have never happened if the
Yeah.
director was like, I'm stopping at 10.
yeah.
I think he's going to go back on that.
He's got to, right?
Here's another question I've got, Adam. How do you think it would be if, like, do you think there'll ever come a time where Tarantino's doing IPs and not his own original content?
I don't think that counts. You know what I mean? Like, he'll direct a movie. Oh, he said he would like to direct. He will direct something he didn't write. He's talked about that. He's like, but like, well, like right now, the only thing he's got in the pipeline is a Star Trek movie that he's writing and directing. Is that really going to be his 10th movie? That's it?
No way in hell.
No way, dude. We don't get another Western. He does a damn good Western, man.
I
Yeah.
would like to see him do either like an analog of some sort of Eastwood film. Like don't necessarily reboot The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but do a Tarantino take on the silent lone
Well, like
gunman.
that's what he did with Django. You know, Django's a movie where a dude drags a coffin around full of guns and comes into town, and he just kind of flipped it. You know, like made it. It's of course it's way different, but you know that's where he got the name. I mean,
If if Hitchcock would have stopped at 10,
that dude
this
probably
is-
made 1,000 movies though, right? Like,
right. Yeah.
we wouldn't have got Juno and the Paycock, Murder, The Skin Game, Mary, East of Shanghai, Number 17, Strauss, Great Waltz, The Man Who Knew Too Much, The 39 Steps, Secret Agent, Sabotage, Young and Innocent, The Lady Vanishes, Jamaica Inn, Rebecca, Foreign Correspondent, Mr. and Miss Smith, Suspicion, Saboteur, Shadow of a Doubt, Lifeboat, Spellbound, Notorious, The Paradigm Case, Rope, Under Capricorn, Stage Fright, Strangers on a Train, I Confess, Dial M for Murder, Rear Window, To Catch a Thief, The Trouble with Harry, The Man Who Knew Too Much, The Wrong Man, Vertigo, Psycho, The Birds, Marnie, Torn Curtain, Topaz, Frenzy, and Family Plot.
the
That's like
Birds
my-
and Psycho dude is like,
and Vertigo. And
yeah, that's like
Rear
that's
Rear
top
Window.
tier.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't have got any of his. It's crazy if you go through here and you just pick the first 10.
I did not know that Robert Zemeckis directed Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Dude, that's one of that was another reason
Um,
for dropping him on Rushmore.
Well,
'cause,
that's his cutoff at 10. Now, everything after that is like What Lies Beneath,
I mean,
Castaway, The Polar Express, Beowulf. Y'all remember that movie?
yeah,
Christmas
of course,
Carol,
but,
Flight.
but you can't
Wait,
deny
Flight.
though that the weight of Back to the Future and Forrest Gump, like that's
Here's
still
what I'm
an
gonna say about
that-
Zemeckis,
That's
dude.
so.
If-
Those are such impressive films to have on your fucking resume. That shit like Beowulf and What Lies Beneath don't fucking matter, really. Like in the grand scheme of things, like you're
No.
you're the homeboy that
well,
made Doc
everything he
Brown.
did after Forrest Gump would be everything that, wouldn't exist. And in his
That'd be
case,
fine.
looking at the list, would be fine. Like,
Yeah,
he peaked at Forrest Gump, dude.
That was such a good movie.
It's so good, and
but I've watched it so much I can't possibly watch it again.
You wouldn't watch a sequel?
you wouldn't do it on the pod. Forrest Gump sequel.
Yeah,
I don't
dude.
think. I mean, dude, I would watch it with purpose, but of my own volition, no. I don't think I would ever revisit Forrest Gump again.
If
Those
it's
fighting
on,
words, Trev.
if it's
I
already
mean-
on, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see myself going. Oh, I'm gonna watch Forrest Gump for the 10,000th fucking time. It's just
But
because
it
I've
is a
seen
great
it so much
movie.
as a kid. I've seen that motherfucker break those leg braces so many goddamn times in full screen. that, like, I'm fucking over it, man. Like,
That's fucking funny.
Oh, y'all, Death Becomes Her. He directed that. Y'all remember me talking about this movie?
Yeah.
Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, Goldie Hawn. And y'all have never seen that. This is where they take
No.
some kind of potion to where they can't die. Then they don't age.
what is this?
Death Becomes Her. 1992. Robert
I always
Zemeckis
saw
directed
the-
this. Dude, there's a scene in the movie where Goldie Hawn, no, Meryl Streep shoots Goldie Hawn with a shotgun. Right in the stomach, blows a hole big enough you can stick your head through it. And then she's still alive, like, you fucking bitch. Like, they're like fighting over Bruce Willis. They both want Bruce Willis. There's a scene where they
mean-
fall down these steps and like Meryl Streep's head is turned around like the wrong
Doesn't
way
it
and her
have-
arm is
is
bent
it-
I've
up.
seen this.
Yeah,
Doesn't
you've
it have
seen
the-
it.
Yeah.
Is it
Now
the
that
per-
you say things that happened, then
Yeah,
like, you just saw
especially the
something back
one
there,
where
yeah.
where her fucking head gets turned around and she stands up
Yeah.
and fucking snaps it back into place?
Now
I remember the shotgun blast too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was the VHS cover like of her holding a skull or a skeleton?
No,
on the
it's
other
this.
side?
Here it is right here. It's this. There's a potion that they drink, and they both end up going to the same bitch. You get the same potion. Weird movie, but it's funny. Especially, I mean, dude, I watched this when it came out. I haven't seen it since then. But I
Let's watch
remember
it.
the movie. You know, it stuck with me. Oh, no, dude, here's the poster right here. Here's the one where you'll recognize this. Do y'all remember that movie where you would see the head in the refrigerator?
Yeah.
What movie was that? I just remember seeing that when I was a kid.
Uh,
There was a head in the refrigerator,
what was the name?
and it was
of
on the
that?
front of the, like, you know, there was somebody opened the refrigerator door and there was a head in there, like wrapped in plastic. That's the poster, Trav. That's the movie you would have seen.
Oh yeah.
Him holding that candle through
Yeah.
her, and then see
I
how her
remember
head's
that
turned
now.
around backwards.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember that. I remember always passing it.
Trippy ass movie. Well, like when I watched it, it wasn't. This was back when, like, this was in '92, dude, '93. This wasn't my call.
Yeah.
This is just when you're along for the ride, you know, like
Right.
mom's in charge or something,
Your
you know.
backseat driving.
Yeah, your backseat watching.
Like, dude,
That's
I
a
bet
fucking.
I bet I
dude.
could paint a fucking picture of what the year was with this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I know
Yeah.
exactly. Like, I could smell the movie store looking at
But
that.
I didn't know
fucking
that was
poster,
Robert
you know?
Zemeckis, dude. Had no idea. What were you gonna say, Griffin? That's a what?
That's a segment.
What?
Backseat watching.
How's it go? Like, what's the
The segment is like
movies
Well, the
that
shit-
someone made you watch that you
Or
didn't
just
want to
stuff
watch,
that-
but
the
you had
stuff
to
that we're
sit through it?
sitting through. The
Yeah.
stuff that we're sitting through with people.
Earlier today, I backseat watched that Marriage Story and didn't hate it.
well, that's where we get people to pick us movies that we know are not our
Cup of tea.
yeah. And we're just along for the ride. You know what I mean?
Word, I think Deidre would be down for that. 'cause
She probably got
that's
some-
obviously who's going to be the one that navigates me and gives me my picks.
Yeah.
Oh, so we all do it.
We're going to do a new segment, Deidre, called Backseat. What is it again?
Backseat watching.
Backseat Watching. And it's where someone has to pick a movie for, like you
Well, a
have to pick one
backseat
for me.
watcher is where you end up watching a movie that you
Yeah.
didn't pick. Like, you're just there.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it should be more natural. Like almost like it would be hard to be a regular thing, but it's just that stuff we can just.
yeah. Like if Deidre watches a movie that's just like she's like, you guys have to watch this on the pod, and it's something that we would never ever stumble upon. Because I know if anybody can find out some fucking movies to watch, it's Deidre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That woman throws films at me all the damn time.
Yeah. It's like, Trav, how'd you hear about this? Even back in the day, I remember I borrowed some movies from her one time, a long ass time ago, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, she's the source, man.
She's tapped right into some vein. I don't know what vein it is, but she's tapped into
They're
it.
like, we have the internet, we have insider knowledge, we have a source.
Well, that sucks, man.
We got Death in the Family.
Monty Python collaborator.
Never heard of
Neil-
him.
Looks
Neil,
like Andy Kaufman.
He does in that picture. What's up with that unibrow?
he's proud of it. It was the 70s. It's a different time.
Got Death in the Family. Have we had any other deaths? They usually die in threes.
Not that I know of.
Oh, Don Imus passed away.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he's not, you know.
He's somebody, though.
They're of the same level of fame in a way,
Yeah.
in their respective fields.
There's actually a website called Celebrity Death.
For real.
Yeah. I was just trying to see anyone croaked. Passing on to the other side.
Well, y'all want to call it here?
Call it. We're gonna do the Lighthouse next week.
Yes, please. I want to watch it so bad.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm podlocked on it.
Yeah.
Starting off the new year.
I mean that it looks like a great flick, man.
Oh,
And
I'm
we're
calling
actually,
it, guys.
That's-
They're the
that's
same
him?
person.
It's the same person.
I think they're the same person.
Okay.
And I've said that since the trailer.
Yeah.
I know nothing about this movie. You remember back when we watched the trailer, I was like, that's him.
Yeah.
He's gone fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, he's up here in this lighthouse, fucking what? What? He was like, bitch, I didn't say nothing.
I just hope it gets just extremely fucking dark.
Oh, it will. It's black and white.
I was about to say that. You beat me. So far, the score on Rotten Tomatoes is a 92%.
I can't wait to see it because I'm ready to see some legit Pattinson acting.
The
Yeah,
budget was
for-
$4 million. It raked in 11.6 in the box office. An A24 film.
I'm excited. I love black and white movies, so
Did y'all see what the? I know I'm right here at the end, but I could still mention it. The Rise of Skywalker's budget was between 250 to 300 million dollars.
Jesus.
A lot of CGI, dude.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Because they know they're gonna probably more than double their money.
Well,
I
let's
wonder
see.
what it's
Let's
grossed
see.
so far. Let me guess. I'm gonna guess.
All
All
right.
right. We're gonna make a game out of it. I'm gonna say that it's grossed. This is the first weekend, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna say that
Wait,
it's.
was it?
Second,
It come out last
right?
week.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 300
300 million?
so far. Yeah.
I'm gonna go about 450.
450
301
already?
million.
All right, so I'm going world. I'm going to give you this is its second weekend at number 1.
Right.
Wait. Why is it talking about The Rock? They
'Cause the
fucked this
Jumanji
up.
movie.
Because of Jungle Cruise,
Okay,
guys.
here we go, guys.
The new
I'm giving you the
Disney
worldwide
Adventure film.
number because fuck. I mean that we're
Yeah.
taking. Okay, Jumanji was the other one. All right, let's see. This is the second week at number 1. Over the past 3 days, it raked in over $72 million. All right, bringing its U.S. total to $361 million in 10 days.
Wow.
Already made their budget back plus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Now we're going with the worldwide number here. It's a big number, y'all. 10 days, $725 million.
Jesus Christ.
Holy
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
Jumanji
do you
is
think
raked in
it's-
472 million.
Do you think by week 3 it's gonna hit $1 billion?
I mean, dude, we're already at 2 weeks and it's already hit. Oh yeah, dude. It's got to, right? Because you got those people that are like, I want the theater to like clear out a little bit.
Yeah.
I want a
How
bunch of
much is
kids in
Jumanji
there.
made?
Jumanji's raked in. The worldwide gross is 472 million.
Damn.
Now here's what they're saying. All right, if you go on the week that it's right now that they're at, I think they're at also the 2-week mark. The movie they did in 2017, the first one had already made 962 million, so they're dropped.
Diminishing
it's,
returns.
Yeah,
Did y'all watch that first one?
I've seen it.
It was good.
It was funny, dude, right?
What of
Yeah,
the-
yeah, I
the
really
new-
enjoyed it.
I like
The
how they
new
changed it. And I
Jumanji?
actually talked about this, how
Yeah.
like instead of
The video
bringing the
game?
game to them, they're in the game.
Yeah.
That was better. Because Jumanji is a goddamn classic.
And they also kept it to where it was like the board game evolved to try to keep
Yeah.
people playing.
I've heard different. I've heard mixed stuff on it. I've yet to really watch it myself.
The first, you haven't seen it?
I genuinely enjoyed it. Yeah.
I can tell you that you should watch it, dude. You
I
like
took
Jack
the
Black,
kids to see it in theaters.
The Rocks. I mean, dude, come on, you know. Now
It's
here's
really
our
hard.
here's our
It's hard
list
to
right
watch
now.
Robin Williams.
It's completely different though. You know what I'm saying? They didn't try to steal
Yeah.
the thunder of the
Well,
original. They go
now-
in the game. It's completely
now-
different.
They gave a nod to Robin Williams.
Where they gave credit where credit was due.
Like it was like the idea is they were, you know, these kids were sucked into the game, and they see like an area where his name is carved into a tree.
Yep.
Oh,
In the
that's
game.
cool.
Yeah, like because he was there.
Where
So
he
the
had like
video
built
game
his shelter
is-
in the tree.
So that plane of existence is like you can get to it in different ways.
Yeah.
Well, the board game
well, what
evolved
happened-
into a
the board- yeah.
console, but it's all the same Jumanji.
Purposely changed itself into a video game.
Whenever you see that, because there's going to be kids that see that in the movie and not know what that is. But if you know what it is, you're like, oh shit, dude.
That was
Yeah.
very like
It was like
very
a Super
heartfelt
Nintendo
moment.
cartridge or something.
But let me give you the top 10 list real quick here at the
Alright.
end. As of this is between the 27th, 29th. So Star Wars raked in the 72 million, Jumanji raked in 35 million, Little Women raked in 16 million. Scott Mosier was raving about that movie, dude.
Really?
Raving about it. Like, you need to watch Little Women. And I'm like, really? Like, Little Women? Frozen 2 got 16 million. Spies in Disguise got 13. Knives Out got 9. He also raved about that, said it was good. Uncut Gems, almost 10 million. Cats, 4 million. Dude,
Mm.
Cats is bombing.
Well,
Bombshell
I
raked
mean-
in 4.7.
It looks so weird.
Richard Jewell raked in. I like that thing where the what's his name? Something Doral. He's like, they had to CGI my dick out.
Jason Derulo.
Yeah. He's the wiggle. But yeah, Skywalker's on top, dude. It'll get $1 billion.
Did you hear what Delia said about that shit?
Yeah, I heard it. Well, I don't
The
remember.
CGI. He was like, they had to CGI my dick. He was like, yeah, 'cause you're a cat.
Yeah. What I thought was crazy about that movie, all right, 1 hour. The movie wasn't finished until an hour before its premiere.
That's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign, right? The CGI, because they had them come out with what's the guy that plays Gollum?
Andy Serkis.
I know y'all
Yeah.
seen the behind the scenes. They got the dots, the thing on their head.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way they acted this movie.
Yeah.
And then they
know.
went in and, CGI'd everything.
Oh,
So they're all
so
standing
it
around
looks
with
so
dots on their
stupid.
face and dots on their arms, licking their paws. Everybody went to cat training school to show them. Yeah,
Did they
this is
really?
real, dude. This shit
Oh,
happened.
shit.
They taught them how to be cats.
I mean,
Yeah, whatever. But let's see here. So the movie comes out. All right, it's only finished an hour before it premieres. Before the red carpet premiere, finished in 1 hour. So not long enough to watch it, because it's an hour and 49 minutes. So we can't even go back and watch it. And we're like, should we double check? So
yeah.
apparently there's some dude running around in the background. Apparently one of the actresses, I can't remember her name. If I said her name, you remember it. Dame Judi Dench. That's her name. Apparently her hands just look like hands.
What?
They didn't even put cat hands on her. They fucked that up. Yeah, dude. So here's what happened. A week after the movie
Now I
came
gotta
out.
watch it though.
But here's the thing. A week after the movie came out, they've already done another cut. They've already changed the CGI again.
What the fuck?
It's been a fucking disaster, dude.
But I want to see the original cut. That was
The
enough to make me
budget
wanna
was
watch it.
$95 million.
Oh, they're not making that back.
They're
yet.
not making that back. But what I've heard people say is like, it's so bad you should watch it. You know you're gonna laugh your ass off, dude.
I mean, it's
Look,
cats, dude.
It's a fucking Broadway musical.
Yeah.
In 10 days, it made $17 million worldwide.
I mean,
And they
that's
spent
bad.
$95 million on this. Y'all know this is the guy that did Les Miserables. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, he
Miserable
did John
Rachel?
Adams. He
Yeah.
did the TV series, which was really good. I actually watched that. It was good.
It's got fucking Paul.
Yeah,
Was
Giamatti. He plays John Adams, and he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm John Adams." Like, it's actually really good.
I always remember him from Shoot 'Em Up, where he goes tit for tat.
Yeah, the
So
Paul
he did Les Mis as
Giamatti.
well.
Yeah, this guy Tom Hooper. He's fucked.
So
He's
I mean, it's
fucked.
about. Is that all he does? Is bring Broadway fucking musicals to the movie screen?
Well, y'all remember Les Mis fucking raked in the money.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I haven't seen it either, but apparently,
I've seen it live, like in the theater, 3 different times.
Les Mis
I
made
love theater shit.
441 million. I think that might be a U.S. gross.
Probably.
Yeah, dude. The few times that I've been to a play, I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
and like had respect for the people on stage because I was like, man, they had to practice this shit. Like this is the one take and done.
Yeah, when
like-
it's done well, that's real acting right there. You don't
I've
get a
seen
second shot
several
at it.
plays at Northeast that I was like, bravo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I saw The
I did plays in
Foreigner.
high school. Loved it.
I saw Oliver. I was like, this is fucking pretty good shit. But that Cats, dude, I kind of can't wait to watch that.
Yeah. Are we gonna pot it?
I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna be podlocked on it, but I feel like you have to watch that movie high. You have to,
I mean,
right?
we all gotta be high.
You gotta smoke a blunt, dude, by yourself.
Oh God, I'll get so paranoid.
He'll have an existential crisis.
Griffin, you
man.
probably go to sleep. You'll wake
Yeah, you
up like
would.
2 days later. What
You
happened?
have good sleep too, man. You won't even snore.
Dude, they
On top of
forgot
the
to
fact that you'll
CGI
laugh
her
your fucking
hands.
ass off of that movie, probably.
The
It's so
whole
funny,
movie,
dude.
she's got regular ass people hands with fingerprints and shit. How do you miss that?
I don't
It's
know,
Judy
man.
fucking Dench, dude. Like,
Well, they obviously had a deadline.
oh, that they barely made. Well, they didn't because the fact that they're already rolling out another cut, dude. People are ripping this movie a fucking a new cat hole. It's so bad right now, dude. Rotten Tomatoes 19%, IMDb 2.7. Google is usually pretty good on the reviews, 29%.
Damn.
This dude's career is over. I just
Well,
want to see
man.
James Corden fucking strutting around as what's his
Oh,
name?
oh,
I got
Fat Cat,
hang on, dude. His name is so funny.
Chester Cattle or something like that.
Hang on, it's so funny, dude. What his name is? Let me. I gotta pull it up. Let's see, James Corden. He's Bustopher Jones.
That is a gamer tag.
Bustopher Jones.
You gotta change your paladin's name. to that.
Taylor Swift
It's
said
probably already
it. Like,
taken.
Yeah, you're right.
come on, man. Cats.
They took the time to CGI Jason Derulo's dick out, but not give her cat hands.
I want to see the movie where the cats get parvo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And they
my
get sick.
God.
There's a parvo outbreak because they keep eating each other's shit. And there's it's like Bustopher Jones is like, I don't feel so good right now. Like, I don't feel so hot, man. Like, we were supposed to do this big musical number, but we got fucking Taylor Swift over here staring at the wall. What's she doing? What's wrong with her? She's got one of those fucking, like, brain-eating parasites or something that cats get. Like,
God.
I want to watch that. I want Eli Roth to direct that movie.
It'll be the most gory version
Yeah,
of Cat
it's just called
ever.
Parvo. And they're all, like, trying to do the musical numbers, they're all throwing up, and I don't feel so hot. That shit would be hilarious.
I say you write it and you send it to Eli Roth.
At
I'll
least,
watch it.
dude, somebody could animate that and
Yeah,
get 1 million views.
yeah, easily.
Now, I'm not, because I ain't got that kind of time on my hands. Or I don't have the proper equipment or the fucking steady hand to pull off procedure like that. You know what I'm
Cats
saying?
2, The
Yeah.
Purge.
You can make a Squidbillies-esque type thing.
The Purge. They're like throwing up. I don't feel so good. Jason Derulo's over here like give his dick back to him. He's the only cat with a dick. He's got that big
Dragging
veiny
his long
fucking
dick
Watchman
around.
dick. It's just flopping during the musical numbers.
My question is, when are we gonna get a movie version of Book of
Hamilton.
Mormon?
Oh, I
Fucking
was
Hamilton.
never. Wow, I mean Hamilton's like the biggest Broadway play ever, right?
Yeah.
For some reason. Did y'all
Now-
know that people were uploading Hamilton to? I actually know this because of the video Corey dropped. They were uploading it to Pornhub, and I googled it, and it checks out. People were uploading it to Pornhub
What?
Yeah.
because they thought it wouldn't get a copyright strike, and it didn't. It's still there.
Wow.
Y'all
Who-
know in
who, I think
Hamilton they rap.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a movie version of
Wait.
Book of Mormon.
Did y'all hear me? They rap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen some stuff. I haven't watched it, but I've heard some.
No, but that's one of those plays like a ticket's like $1,000.
Yeah.
Hamilton? Hamilton. That's funny.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Book of
Hamilton.
Mormon, which took when Kevin Smith saw the Book of Mormon, he wanted to make Clerks the musical,
Yeah.
which would have been great.
Something.
It's like I want to take Clerks to Broadway, and dude's like, I ain't supposed to be here today. You know, like probably couldn't get Jeff to do it.
Not even
But anyway.
supposed to be here today.
37. But yeah, Lighthouse. We had special guests. Corey, I think you're the only guest we've ever had.
Yeah.
We've
He's
never
been on
had
twice.
someone on. One time
Yeah, it's
Trent
pretty much
joined
like
the
that.
call, but he never said
What?
anything.
He would just type the whole time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and
"What
it's
the
like,
fuck?
dude,
Just
get
say
out.
something."
I can't watch things when I'm trying to read at the same time. Like, I fucked that up. But yeah, Hamilton. Was there any
I'm a-
bad lieutenant decisions?
I mean, the biggest bad lieutenant decision
In this movie?
was Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh, you took a saber to the heart on that one, Griff. Good job.
So I'm gonna leave it at that.
You had the high ground on that.
All right, keep it real.